want on the call. You want Ben McDonald, okay? So today we are going to start a campaign where everybody, I'm not sure who we tweet, though. Who do we tweet? ESPN PR?
I'm sure we can Google
Skipper's not the
/
guy
Twitter search it.
anymore. We need to tweet whoever is in charge of making these decisions and tweet him that Ben McDonald needs to be on the call. Send Ben to Omaha. So we'll talk to Ben about 30 minutes. We got Jay Johnson coming at 8:15. He's going to join us live from Omaha. Of course, Coach Johnson getting ready once again to try to win a national championship. And I want to talk Tennessee from the Tennessee perspective a bit. And Mario laid out the rest of the show. So it's going to be a very fun day today. Still have not heard back from Big Game Boomer. Maybe I'm not surprised why, because he's afraid of having to do what I told him to do yesterday. But I will report back if we do hear anything. What's going on, fellas? How are we feeling there? You feeling good, Jake?
Yeah, I'm feeling like a top 30 college football personality today.
Wow,
you know?
Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. I mean, that's just, yeah. There we go. That's how we're going to start today? Okay.
No.
Okay, that's great. That's great. That's
But
great.
you didn't congratulate me or Aaron either.
No, because I'm jealous. Why would I congratulate you? I'm not happy for you. I'm upset.
What?
Yeah.
Not even happy for the boys?
No.
You can be happy for the boys and still be upset.
No. Was Bobby? Did Bobby congratulate you?
He did not.
Exactly. Okay. It's called being competitive. He's salty. We're salty over here.
Ben did, though.
Which Ben?
Hartsock.
Oh, was he not on there?
He's on the list.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Everybody just, all y'all are sitting around in a circle just jerking and slapping each other's backs and just congratulating y'all on how good you are.
I thought you were going all in again. I thought.
No. I towed the line. My foot in the water.
I like the new merch,
if you will.
The center of attention.
Yeah. So Snaps made this, sent it to me yesterday, and then this morning I just woke up and I was like, and I saw it and put it on. Yeah, this comes from me always calling Aaron QB1 because he lives a very QB1 lifestyle.
He does.
Like, for instance, he missed last Thursday's show, and it was for a golf tournament, and I went on this whole rant about how it was for charity, right? And that's what you do as an adult. You do things for charity so you can do things. You want to do like golf or party or go to music festivals. It wasn't for charity. It was just a 3-day country club tournament with his rich friends to see who was the best golfer. A 3-day tournament.
That's
how much hay do you have to put in the barn to play 18 3 days in a row?
A lot.
I mean,
you're
God,
stacking
dude.
days upon. You're stacking weeks to be able to get that equity.
Built the Taj Mahal for Sharon to somehow pull that off. So, hey, reminder: YouTube.com/@VolumeSnaps. Okay, we're closing in on 1,000 subs. We're gonna hit 1,000 by the end of the week. We got a great 30-minute sit down with Danny Cannell coming up today. Talked a lot of LSU, FSU, Georgia. Asked Cannell why he hates the SEC so much. So it was a very good time. Cannell on the list, right?
Yeah, he was 28.
Unbelievable. And look,
I mean, you're not even a little happy I finished one spot ahead of David Pollock.
I am happy about that.
Okay.
I'm happy about that for sure. Pollock was pretty high up on my college football villains.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Actually, Danny was too, and I told him as much. But it's because he wears turtlenecks. I've seen enough James Bond.
A lot of mock turtlenecks.
You're a bad person if you wear you're a villain. You are a truly you do bad things if you wear turtlenecks. I don't know what else. It doesn't mean you can't be cool or effective or badass. You can be all of those things, but you are a villain.
You're not going to be the good guy in the story.
No, never. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Never. Here's a breakout clip from yesterday. Show would a college football show work on OnlyFans? That's why you need to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because if that doesn't work, we're going to be on OnlyFans, okay? And nobody wants to see a super slow-mo, fully nude CQ exchange. That's not going to look good for anybody. There's going to be a lot of flopping around, a lot of different body parts.
Actually, sadly enough, there's probably somebody that would enjoy that.
I'm terrified of a fully nude CQ exchange. That sounds like a testicular injury just waiting to happen.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's like one of the oldest tricks in the book is, and it's one of the funniest things in football, is that when you are snapping the ball under center to a quarterback, if they take their hands out, you punch yourself in the nuts. It's comedy. It is high comedy. It's like Chris Farley-esque comedy they're literally just moving their hands 6 inches away from having you punching yourself in the nuts whenever they want to. So you see where some of the implicit trust begins to be built between a quarterback and his center.
I know we have a lot to get to this morning, but that's a lot of trust, and that's also like the quarterback just always just gets under there and just kind of taps you in places you don't get tapped a lot, you know?
Yeah, if you don't wear underwear, your sack will be resting on his knuckles, on the back of his hands. Like he will actually lift it up a bit as he's getting in there. So yeah, there's physical trust, mental trust. It's a big trust tree position.
Yes.
But then again, you can flatulate on their hands, which I wouldn't recommend because all the revenge paths that we just laid out. But the point is, it is a bit of a two-way street. It can go both ways. Trust needs to go both ways, like any great relationship.
I'm still going to give the quarterback probably the upper hand, no pun intended, because you're facing the other way and because of what's vulnerable for you.
That's true.
You know?
I'm
surprised Flynn and Helms didn't have more issues with that. They fought a lot.
What are you talking about? They did. They had the awful fumbled snap in the national championship game, bums.
True.
They're just lucky the rest of the team was so good to overcome that. I mean, they set – now, did Ohio State recover that? No, right? LSU did, but it was just like 3rd and 87 from the 6-yard line after that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Early in the game, you're right.
Oh, wow. Didn't Burrow fumble one, too, like in a similar spot in the game in 2019?
In the Natty?
Yeah, against Clemson.
Maybe so.
First couple series, they didn't get it going. I think they had a high snap.
Was it 17-0 at one point or 10-0?
10-0.
It was
10-0 and then 17-7.
Ours was 10. Ours was 10-0 to Ohio State.
Yeah, well, y'all had Beanie Wells go. We had Beanie Wells go for about 80 on us to jump.
Yeah, you got to stop saying y'all. You were on the team.
Yeah, but I was just like a fan.
It doesn't matter.
I was like a fan with great seats.
But you had on a jersey. It said TBA Bear
I
on
was
it.
eating sunflower seeds out of my gloves on the sideline like, oh, this is awesome, dude. I'm a massive LSU fan, and now I got sideline passes. Let's ride. Natty boys, here we go.
2-time Scout Team Player of the Week, though.
That's right, 2-time Scout. I mean, Ricky, Jean, and Glenn don't do what they did if not for me. That is an absolute fact.
And didn't you have a hat that, when you
when you won the award, you got the hat. The hat was tight.
Yeah.
The hat was tight.
So.
For sure.
Just saying.
I know. I don't know what the beginning of the show has been. So why don't we do this? I agree. I do agree. It's been fun. I guess obviously I'm tilted from Big Game Boomer. Why don't we do this? We got a couple things that I want to remind you of here, and then we'll go to break. When we get back, we can get into a little LSU schedule talk. I would say Tennessee baseball, but chances are we're going to maybe have to push that back a little bit.
Are we about to choose a group of death in 2024, soccer style? Like when the World Cup gets released and you find out who's playing and what group.
Who has the hardest schedule?
Yeah,
for sure. I want to do that. I want to look at LSU's. And don't forget, LSU's SEC schedule, you open with USC in Vegas and play UCLA. Yeah. How about that? Couple Big Ten teams.
I was about to say 8 SEC teams and 2 Big Ten teams on your schedule.
Come on, baby. Let's ride. Like, that's a good schedule. That's what I'm talking about right there, boys. So we'll get into that. I'm going to rant about K-Zone as well. Jake, where can the people go buy? I wanted to model it, but they didn't have a double XL on hand, and my order's not coming until another week. But the Hayden Travinsky shirts, the Gorilla Ball facial hair shirts, which again, in case you missed it, we have continued our bet. Moscona's now in as well. I know a ton of listeners who are in.
Moscona's
He's in. If Hayden Travinsky hits a 3-run home run in Omaha, many of the people around here will suddenly have mustaches and soul patches.
Yes.
So we're riding, and
okay.
Travinsky's riding the wave as well, as you can get in on it by buying one of these shirts.
Yeah, gocustomstore.com/gorilla_ball. We'll put the link in the chat today. We'll put the link up on our Twitter, our Instagram as well. I think there's yellow, maybe a purple, and a white option. I think all of them are there. And tank top. You have tank top options.
Yeah. And what it is, it's like a silhouette of like the glasses, the stash, and the soul patch. It's very badass looking, very daddy looking. Same vibes that Travinsky's giving off in the box right now. And then just to get one more thing, a little promo for a great cause out of the way here. If you're looking for somewhere to watch the games in Baton Rouge this weekend, if you go to either Oliver Twist or Rock Paper Taco, Jake, they're in honor of Rocco's, they're doing $2 Jello shots. But the cool part is all the money raised goes to the Baton Rouge Food Bank. So this is not Rocco's printing money for a year to support.
Yeah.
Well, they don't blame him. Like, support your business. Like we said, incredible profit margins. $5 Jello shots where people are buying 20,000 of them. Like, hell yeah, good for you. But if you go to Oliver Twist Rock Paper Taco, not only a great place to watch the game, have fun, but you're also supporting the Baton Rouge Food Bank while getting drunk, which that's a great cause. $2 Jello shots there. All right. When we get back, let's dive into this LSU schedule, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. Hit the like button, and we'll see you on the other side.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What are the Tigers looking to do on Saturday night, boys? They're looking to get it done. If only this was a courtroom case in which they were fighting for what they deserve, they should get Gordon. 225-888-8888. You need to get it done. You want to get Gordon, okay? And Gordon's getting it done in more ways than one. Go find him on social media at Get Gordon. You can see some of the great ways to give back. The Kim Mulkey shopping spree to raise money for Turner Syndrome awareness and the fight against Turner Syndrome. You had the Miracle League event the other day where some of your favorite players, Trey Morgan amongst them, and others coming to play with kids who have disabilities but are still given the opportunity to go out there and play baseball. It's just great causes, one and all, and it's all out of the Gordonverse. At Get Gordon, get it done.
Yeah, you can go to that social media handle that T-Bob just gave you, and you can see it on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, all the things they're doing in the community. You can also go to the website, getgordon.com, find out information there, have a live chat with an agent right there, 225-888-8888.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you.
Pop, pop.
What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all
Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Final preps from Omaha for the Tigers, and LSU defensive lineman Mason Smith joins us. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
And we could be together, baby, as long as skies are blue. You act so innocent now, but you lied so soon. When I met you in the summer,
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
I can feel it, boys. Little summertime sadness coming for Tennessee this weekend. Get ready. Get that ass beat. Volunteers. Football schedules dropped yesterday. 2024, the reforging. The 2024 gene of college football, right? Where everything is suddenly new. Oklahoma and Texas entering the SEC. We said yesterday that every team in the SEC would play either Oklahoma or Texas, and now we know not the timing of the schedules, but we do know the home and away slates for each team. In case you missed it, we'll start with the Tigers. Your home games are going to consist of Alabama, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt. Okay, nice little friendly draw there at the end. You know, Oklahoma at home also. Where you'd want to play them in your first time squaring up. You're going to go to Arkansas, to the Swamp, Jake. Okay, There you go. Florida not going anywhere just yet.
Thank you.
To South Carolina, which that's a great trip. That
Yes.
stadium's awesome. And probably even more rocking then. And then you're going to go to College Station. And of course, like we said, this is also with USC in Vegas to start the season and UCLA making a return trip to Baton Rouge. So a couple of West Coast Big Ten teams thrown on top in the 2024 gene. When it comes to LSU's schedule, Jake, what jumps out to you?
LSU schedule, probably Oklahoma and not Texas. I just felt like Texas was going to be almost a staple with LSU in their schedule, and certainly the first year when you could kind of control the way that it played out. I'm a little surprised that it's Oklahoma and not Texas. We've seen LSU play Texas in 2019 and everything surrounding that game. You don't get the return trip to Baton Rouge, right, because of the pandemic. I just figured that would be a deal. Oklahoma and LSU, okay, they've played as well. Not saying I hate that game. They played a national championship game, but you just thought that maybe because you didn't get that return trip from Texas, you would throw it in there in the first year.
So, and we'll look between who got the better draw between Oklahoma and Texas. Look, I said it yesterday. I think we talked about it where I would rather, if the choice was who do you want to play, Oklahoma or Texas, I would choose Oklahoma right now. And it's crazy. And it's really, in my opinion, a slight against Brent Venables that I would choose that because there's no way that I should choose that.
Yeah.
If you look at the last 30 years, but I feel like even with a capped Sark, like this is not to say that I think that Texas is going to be very good because I'm not a Sark believer, but even Sark appears to be a better head coach than Brent Venables. Maybe I have to eat all these words, but again, from where I sit, I see Brent Venables having no head coaching experience and going 6-7 at a school that had 24 consecutive winning seasons. And that's about as massive a red flag as you could possibly
winning
find.
winning seasons.
So that's it. Yeah, in the last dozen years, only 2 of the dozen did they not win 10 games.
Right.
So you're right. Not just 7-6, 8-5 records, 11-2, 12 or 11-3, 12-3, like whatever. Just one of the best programs in the entire country. So again. You can't discount that Venables came from this Dabo Swinney ecosystem, which is weird and odd and maybe not representative of like a lot of the rest of college. But look, he recruited very well. Maybe I eat my words. But I feel like I'd rather play Oklahoma here if we're just talking about win.
Yeah, it might change from now till then. College football can change certainly in a calendar year now, unlike it used to. But still, yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Oklahoma right now, where they're going compared to Texas, neither one of them are skyrocketing, but certainly Texas in a better position with Arch Manning and Quinn Ewers potentially could still be there than you feel about Oklahoma. Another thing that stood out to me, T, no Auburn.
Yeah, I mean, that jumps off the page. That is definitely the biggest, we really are in a new era of SEC football.
No Mississippi State for the first time in like 100 years.
Yeah, you've played them more than any school ever. I mean, I still think when you go 3 permanent opponents, I still think Alabama, A&M, Mississippi State is probably the play. Auburn just got too many other rivals that take precedent over you.
That game has meant something because of how weird it's been. Like the series history and all of the events that you've had. And you could say, well, that's what creates a rivalry. It is, but to T's point, they've got the Iron Bowl. They've got the South's oldest rivalry. So even with the games and the craziness that you've had with that school, you still are going to be, what, third?
Yeah, and you can't make them play Georgia, Alabama, and LSU every year. That's a step too. That's a bridge too far. So I think that, and also Auburn's a bit weird and where it depends on when you were born, right? Because if your main fandom was kind of like the early 2000s, well, then you witnessed a time in which seemingly whoever won the game between LSU and Auburn was winning the SEC West and maybe going to the SEC championship, potentially even national championship. So it's definitely one of those where, and again, you mentioned the oddness. Even though it's a new rivalry, games have always found a way to get weird, even when the teams suck. Like when it was Les Miles, Gus Malzahn, loser gets fired. There's been some just really
Mad
odd
Max
setups.
2-man enter, 1-man leave.
The SEC Thunderdome. Never forget it, dude. But, at the end of the day, Jake, if Auburn had to be sacrificed to create this schedule, it's a great slate.
Yeah.
And it's pretty friendly as well, I would say, relative
on
a relative
agree.
level.
I agree. Again, it can change, but right now you feel pretty good. You have really good games, but you don't have what, say, Florida, Oklahoma, and Texas have.
So help me out here because I actually kind of view
For Florida, it's the totality of their schedule. For Oklahoma, it's the SEC portion of their schedule. Let me lay out Florida for you, T.
Yeah.
Miami. And then you got Sanford, but then you have UCF, who's going to be in the Big 12 then.
Yeah.
Georgia, Florida State, Kentucky, LSU, Ole Miss, A&M, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Texas. On the road against Tennessee, on the road against Texas, on the road against Florida State.
Yeah, and on the road against Georgia for Florida.
Well, I mean, neutral site, but yeah.
Never mind.
But not at
Cocktail
home.
Party. You're right. My bad. So you think Florida maybe got the worst? I think Oklahoma
has
got
the
worst
worst
draw
of the SEC, I think.
Yeah.
Florida, because you throw in UCF, Miami, and Florida State.
I feel like Texas got a pretty tough one, but they got a couple bones thrown their way. I mean, they got Mississippi State put in there at home.
They're third in that question.
They got Kentucky put in there at home. I do like that they have to go to Arkansas. That is absolutely fantastic. Will that A&M game between Arkansas and A&M still remain
in Dallas
neutral site?
I would assume. I just, with Jerry's history, obviously, with Arkansas, I don't like it.
Texas gets Vanderbilt as well.
I'm pretty sure Sam Pittman told us a couple of weeks ago he didn't like it either. Like, he wanted that game to be kind of a home situation.
Well, Sam just needs to worry about not finding the most absurd ways to lose that game possible.
That's true.
Like, all Arkansas should have beaten A&M every year, it feels like, for the past, 5 in that game, and yet they always find a way to screw it up. Oklahoma, I think, yes, easily has the hardest SEC slate out of anybody. At home, they got Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas. And then on the road,
in Dallas still. So that we do have confirmation that's still going to be in Dallas.
Okay, and then on the road, they have Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss, and Mizzou. Mizzou, probably the easiest of the bunch, but Ole Miss is pretty good. Auburn, I think year 2 under Hugh Freeze will be trending towards pretty good. We all know that Brian Kelly by 2024 and LSU should be as strong as ever. Oklahoma, welcome to the SEC, and it all comes at a time where you're completely insecure about your head coach and whether or not you have the right man in charge. So I think yesterday's a bit of a tough day to be a Boomer.
I think so. That this is the payback for Boomer Sooner.
Yeah, exactly.
Guy.
I didn't even think about it.
Big game Boomer.
Who got the easiest draw of the bunch, do you think?
Well, it wasn't Georgia.
Not saying there's anything easy here.
Georgia actually, for all the things that we've talked about with their schedule this year, they are going to have some tough games. They will play Alabama. That's one of the headliners from the SEC schedule release, that Georgia and Alabama are going to play each other in the regular season.
They open with Clemson as well?
I believe so.
Georgia? I believe that is correct. Yeah, Alabama. People are acting like Alabama got a super hard draw. I mean, there are certainly high highs, but they also catch Mizzou, South Carolina, and Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are we talking about? Does anybody else have Mizzou, South Carolina, and Vandy on the schedule? LSU comes close. Yeah. They're only missing the Mizzou portion. So, no, I mean, I don't know. I think the Alabama thing is kind of trumped up a little bit. But I love these schedules. I think they look awesome. And I think this is going to be what a year for LSU football, in which on top of this, on top of Oklahoma at home, Alabama at home, Ole Miss and everything, you get to do some of the coolest road trips with the Swamp, going to South Carolina, back to College Field, or College Station, and you'll take on USC in Vegas and UCLA at home. Like that's maybe the best schedule I've ever seen, just from a viewership standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what USC and UCLA are going to be at that point? I mean, that like they're going to be good.
Yes.
Type situation. Like you assume USC's only going to get better, and UCLA probably didn't get the credit they deserve. Top 25 team last year. They were, one bad pass away from beating USC a year ago. Now
I just need Chip to prove that he can replace DTR, Charbonnet, Baby Gronk. I know Gronk left 2 years ago, but just they lost all the characters that beat your ass in LA a couple of years ago are all gone now. And so I wonder, can they replace those guys?
Remember, they did get, what was it?
The
Dante
big
Moore.
five-star, yeah.
And then they got a transfer from Kent State. He'll only be there this year, but they did really good in recruiting, certainly to their standards. So
a couple of Big Ten teams.
I know, just
chopping it up.
Doesn't feel right still.
All right, when we get back, let's talk to our guy, Ben McDonald. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, live Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank & Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Ford has up to $7,000 off MSRP plus 0% financing on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Blaster at O'Reilly Auto Parts. PB Blaster quickly busts loose rusted, corroded, or frozen parts. PB Blaster is great for everything from bolts to frozen locks. Right now, pick up an 11-ounce bottle of PB Blaster for just $6.99, plus get 2 times O Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Cut through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2.
For the perfect poolside snack, grab a Smalls Party Pack. Small slider.
Coming up on Thursday's OTB. Hear from the head man of LSU baseball, Jay Johnson, as they get ready to head to Omaha. Plus, we'll talk to your favorite announcer from the booth, Ben McDonald, giving you his read off the bench, 7 to 10 a.m., 104.5 ESPN.
Out in the country, past the city limit sign, where there's a honky-tonk near the county line. The joint starts jumping every night when the sun goes down. They got whiskey, women, music, and smoke. It's where all the cowboy folk go to boot, scoot, boogie.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, Bo. Welcome in. OTB. Roll right along. And right now it is our distinct pleasure to be joined by one of our favorite human beings on the face of the earth, and that is the legend himself, Mr. Golden Spikes, the man whose K record may be potentially imperiled here. We're going to see. Talking about our guy, Ben McDonald. Ben, what's up, brother? What's going on, man?
How we doing today? How we doing? Everybody good?
Yes, sir. Getting fired up. Omaha a couple of days away. Well, I guess one day, but LSU Tigers playing Omaha a couple of days away. Saturday night, Tennessee. Real quick, Ben, what do they got you doing this weekend? Are you going to be on the call Saturday?
As of right now, I am not. I am on the day side crew, which would have all the games beginning at 1 o'clock for right now. You know, and of course, well. You know, I was hoping for more, to be honest. Now, they did come out with a schedule about a month ago, to be fair, but that schedule always changes, throughout the World Series. It's not set as far as what announcers are doing what games, And so, of course, I was hoping, but everybody wants to do LSU Tennessee, right? Like, it's the biggest game of day one. So I was hoping I was going to be there, but Paul Skeens potentially breaking my record. I said, well, maybe I got a shot, but as of right now, it hadn't worked out, T-Bob. It hadn't worked out, but maybe.
Who do we need to tweet?
Yeah, who do we need to tag on
Ben?
Twitter?
Yeah,
let us
who do we
know.
need to tweet?
Well, first of all, we don't want to get Ben fired.
I mean, but it's like you said, Ben, if you're a producer, what is he, 12 Ks away now? Tennessee strikes out second most in the entire SEC.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to punch out a bunch. I think he's going to be right there when the dust settles on Saturday night. So obviously, I'd love to be sitting in that seat and seeing it happen. And so the way they do it here, there's a day side crew and there's a night side crew, and so it's a day side producer and director and all that, and commentators. I'll be with Carl Ravitch and Eduardo Perez and myself for the day side crew, and then there's the night crew with Chris Burke and Monaco and Kyle Peterson. They're the night crew. Having said that, there is some changing going on. There will be some guys that do night crew and day crew games, back and forth from day to day. So I'm still hopeful. I'm going to see my producer today when we get to the ballpark because LSU and everybody's working out today. And so I'm going to beg, plead, borrow, get on my knees and say pretty please. But I don't know if it's going to help or not. But, yeah, maybe if y'all get the word out around ESPN and to the ESPN folks, maybe they change it. I don't see that happening, but it's a possibility because they've done it before.
So if you don't end up getting on the call, Ben, can you sit in the stands with a cab? And by cab, I mean cold adult beverage and enjoy Paul Skeens from okay. Well, at least we got that option.
I will definitely do that, and I'll make my way behind home plate and sit down and watch for a little bit, and definitely be there. So I will definitely do that for sure.
So, Ben, I want to ask you a couple of questions. When I look at this Tennessee team, right, I see probably outside of Wake Forest the best team staff in this entire tournament, and their bats are pretty good as well, right? Like their bats are probably closer to LSU than LSU's staff is to theirs. But in a one-game sample, they don't have Paul Skeens. Now, they got really good, but they don't have Paul Skeens. So how, in just a one-game sample, who do you like Saturday night?
I mean, anytime Paul Skeens hops up on the mound, right, you gotta like the team he's pitching for. Of course, he's pitching for LSU. And so, I like LSU here. I just think Paul Skeens is too good. If he pitches like he has his last couple of times out, and for the majority of the year, I think LSU shuts down Tennessee. Now, you mentioned Tennessee. They can bang it, right? There's a few guys, and they have what I call a puncher's chance. They can blow the ball out of the ballpark. And there's always a chance, even though this is a big ballpark, and it's the biggest ballpark that any of these kids are going to play in this year. It's a huge ballpark. You're not going to see as many home runs as you normally would hit. So that could typically Tennessee has been running out, a guy, Andrew Lindsey, whose stuff is pretty solid, right? But it's not wow you kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's good. He's a good pitcher, don't get me wrong, but it's not like Chase Dolander, who's been pitching in the 2-hole for them, who's expected to be a top 6 or 7 pick in the draft. He's been pitching in the 2 spot for them. It's not that kind of stuff, right? And so I expect LSU's offense, who I think is playing as well as it's had all year long in the regionals and the super regionals, putting up runs, hitting, do a little bit of everything. I like LSU's chances big time against Tennessee, although Tennessee's got a hell of a team.
I have a bunch of stuff that I want to ask you, but now I got to ask you this because Wes Rucker from Go247 said on AFR he thinks it's going to be Lindsey getting the call. I think it was Todd Walker that maybe said he would go with Dolander. Who would you start against Skeens Saturday night?
Well, Dolander pitched, if I'm not mistaken, he pitched on their second game, and he threw 118 pitches, and he's expected to be a high draft pick. So my guess is Tennessee continues down the same road. Now, we're going to find out today. We're going to see all the coaches today, and they should be announcing the starters. But my guess is we're going to see Dolander go game 2. Andrew Lindsey will go game 1 for Tennessee.
Hey, Ben, you mentioned the ballpark, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday. LSU, 2nd in the country in home runs. Tennessee, 6th in the country in home runs. And so when you kind of live and die sometimes by the long ball, and the stadium's going to play bigger, like you said, and T-Bob did a great job of laying out the stats of the home runs in this ballpark over the last couple of years. Like, do you have to change some of the things that you do? Do you try to play smaller ball? Like, how do you handle that if the ballpark is kind of keeping some of those normal home runs in at the warning track?
Well, that's a great question. I think coaches that hit a lot of home runs coming into this, have to make those tough decisions to make. Now, the one thing I'll tell you this, and you guys, kind of like football, when you run the wishbone all year long, you can't all of a sudden go to the power eye in the final game of the season. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work. That's what your kids do. And so to ask a big ask out of your kids, I think LSU's only got like 14 sacrifice bunts the entire year, one of the smallest in the country. So I don't think LSU changes what they do at all. I think you go up and you play baseball and you do the things you've done all, for 60-something games. That's what you go do. And so this ballpark is funny, though, guys. Like when the wind blows in, you can't hit it out. If the wind happens to switch around and blow out hard, it becomes a decent offensive ballpark at that point. Of course, with the bats the way they are, I feel like, and the ball's being amped up a little bit, I think we're going to see home runs. Because there was a time I came out here 7 or 8 years ago, the first time I came out to do this, there were 3 home runs hit the entire College World Series. 3. Yeah. That's all there was. And now we've been averaging about 25 homers in 18 games. And so it's a lot more offensive than it was, but it is a big ballpark, no doubt.
Yeah, and 13 and 14, Ben, shout out Wilson Alexander. That's where I saw this stat. In 13 and 14, there were 6 home runs in 30 games in that ballpark. So it's picked up, though. How about this with Tennessee? Like you said, one game sample, I will always ride with the best guy in the entire country, Paul Skeens, right? Especially because he just looks to be better and better when the pressure gets higher and higher. Where I get worried about Tennessee is they feel like maybe the team that is best suited to fighting through a loser's bracket because they're so deep arms-wise, right? Like they got three great starters. They got a full and healthy, really good pin. Like I would almost fear meeting up with Tennessee more later in the tournament than I do Saturday night.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Tennessee's the kind of team, and you don't say that about many, that could lose the first game of the College World Series or maybe lose the second game and still find a way to be there at the end, right? Because, as you mentioned, the strength of their team, no doubt, is hitting home runs, but the biggest strength is the strength of that pitching staff. They moved Burns to the back end of that bullpen. He was up to 102 the other day against Southern Miss, and so, yeah, I mean, for LSU, it's different, and for other teams, it's different. Like, you got to win game one, right? You feel like with LSU, although the pitching has gotten better, you feel like you need to win game one.
Yep.
Like, you got to get out of the gates quickly and win game one, and you got to go 2-0 and make somebody come back and beat you twice in your own bracket. I think that's what the LSU's goal is, But I do agree with you. When I look at Wake Forest and I look at Tennessee, I see very, very deep pitching staffs they can hold you down, and that's what LSU's going to have to rely on its offense and say, listen, we got one of the best offenses in the country. We're going to keep coming at you, and you got to push a few across and hope LSU's bullpen continues to do what it did during the Supers.
Hey, you mentioned Chase Burns there, and Ben, I don't know if you've seen this, but after he walked off the mound and was celebrating, apparently he did a throat slash in that Southern Miss game, and apparently like the NCAA is reviewing it, and he potentially could be suspended for the World Series. And Tennessee's playing LSU. I want LSU to win. Obviously, I'm an LSU guy, but I do not want someone to miss out on Omaha because of emotion. I get what he did, and I get you can't do it. So how do you feel about them actually looking at this?
Yeah, we heard about that yesterday, and I got two different stories. One story was that the NCAA was looking at it, as you mentioned. The other story was with the guy that put it out has a fake Twitter account, and it's a big lie, and there's no truth to it at all. And this guy looks like a legit guy. If you read his profile, he says he's a reporter. He says he's a Heisman Trophy voter, and he's none of those things. It's all a lie. And so if that's the guy you're talking about, it's a fake account. Now, having said that, that is a gesture that in the past has gotten you in trouble. Right. And Tennessee is known for, last year they were a very amped up kind of team. I think Tony Vitello is much more relaxed this year than what he was last year, although it's a team that plays with a lot of emotion. We know that. And so, I'm the kind of dude that like when they made a big issue out of, us not playing the game, LSU not playing the game with Paul Skeens. I want to see our best athletes on the field in the big moments, right? Yes. Like you got to do something egregious to be kicked out of a ball game right now. You got to do something really, really. Now, some people may consider that to be egregious. I just see a young man that didn't do it to the other team. He's walking to his dugout. It was something that you don't want to see, but it was not back towards the other team. He's going towards his dugout. So for me, you leave it alone. You get away from it. You leave the best players on the field for the biggest moments. But with the NCAA and decisions they make sometimes, who the hell knows what's going to happen?
I mean, I'll take it one step further. I want to see him do it to the opponent. Like, I want the throat slash.
If that happens, then it could be different, right? It could be different. But
it looked like he was having a seizure. I didn't even see the throat slash the first time because he was so amped up. His body was just vibrating.
The first thing I thought of, this is in the seventh inning. How is he going to get 6 more outs? You know what I mean? Like, when you get that emotional, it's not like it is in football where sometimes you can keep your emotion. Baseball's a little bit different. You got to back off your emotions sometimes. So I started thinking, man, how's this cat going to get 6 more outs? But he figured out a way to do it, And this Tennessee pitching staff is as strong as there is. There's no doubt about it.
Ben, how do you go? How do you approach the length of Paul Skeens' start here? Right, you pushed to 120 against Tulane to open that regional. Obviously, this is a regional setup. Like, are you thinking you could push that 120 range again, depending on how the kind of rhythm of the game?
Yeah, I mean, you're not saving anything right now. I know you look down the road and you go, well, okay, the way this tournament is set up, if we win game 1, Paul could potentially come back and throw game 3 or game 4 for sure. There's no doubt about that. He may come back on a day short rest. So, but that doesn't factor into your decisions. You go out and win game 1, and I think Skeens is good for 120. There's no doubt in my mind. He may go over that, and the stuff will let you know. His command will let you know. The body of work he's put in this year with his body and getting his body in shape and they've done a good job as far as I'm concerned in managing him pitching every 7 days. Look, guys, I don't mind, and this is a conversation I had with USA Today sports writer the other day. I don't mind the high pitch counts for starting pitchers in college ball if you're getting 6 full days to recover. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with throwing 125 if I'm pitching every Saturday, or if I'm pitching every Friday. 125 doesn't scare me. It doesn't. It's when you throw 125 and then 2 days later you're closing, and then 3 days after that you're pitching again. That's when you begin to put yourself in a high-risk situation. So I don't mind. People making a big deal out of this kid for Stanford throwing 156. But listen, if he does it in the – and I said this too. We see the Major League Baseball guys do this all the time. You go to the playoffs this year, there'll be a starting pitcher that comes back on short rest.
Yep.
There'll be a starting pitcher that pitches, and he'll come back and relief 2 days later on his side day, what would be his side day in the bullpen. We see this all the time, too. So why does everybody jump up and down and scream and holler when, we do something a little bit abnormal to our college pitchers in the postseason when it matters the most, And so I don't get it. And so if Paul Skeens throws 125, dude, I'm okay with it. He pitched 7 days ago. You know what I mean? And so now I'd get a little bit worried if he throws 130 and then we're closing within day after tomorrow. Now I'm going to go, wait a minute now. Okay, well, let's back off a minute, But if he throws again 6 days later after 130 tomorrow night, I'm good with it, man. I'm good with it.
And who would know more about throwing copious amounts of pitches than the legend himself, Ben McDonald? Like a man who, like, anything he says, that comes from lived-in experience. Ben.
Well, that guy told me, he said, listen, he said, how much did you throw at school? I said, I threw 352 innings in 16 months. So I said, I know a little bit about throwing 9, closing the next day, throwing 9, closing 3 days later. I know a little bit about that and what the arm goes through. He said, you threw 352 in 16 months? I said, yeah, 352 in 16 months. So I said, that's a lot.
That is wild to think about, man. Ben McDonald, catch him on the broadcast Saturday. Hopefully with a wrinkle, can be on the call maybe for Paul Skeens challenging the record Saturday night. Ben, thank you so much, man, and can't wait to watch over the weekend.
I hope you're right. It's not too late, so I appreciate the support. We'll see what happens. Always enjoy talking to you guys.
You're the man.
Thanks,
Ben McDonald, the legend. All right, when we get back, we're going to have, I wanted to go along with Ben there, so this was not a clock mistake on our part. This is a visceral choice. I do apologize. We'll come back, quick segment, wrap up hour 1, and then get to hour 2.
209th in sacrifice bunts, to Ben's point. 209th in the country.
Out of how many teams?
A little.
How many are in, actually, baseball? I don't know. No, but we're going to go break. Let's go break.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org. And Petros Tiger says, my arm hurts. I agree. If Ben's arm was a toilet, right, that thing's probably working overtime. Those pipes working overtime. Chances are they might burst. And if you have any burst pipes, toilet won't flush, drainage, anything plumbing related, or you just want to explore maybe a bathroom remodel, like a little anniversary gift for whichever one of y'all in the relationship likes to do interior stuff, or you want to get like a tankless water heater where you don't have to worry about relight. It's all there for you. 925-8552, centralplumbing.org. 50 years in the game, centralplumbing.org.
Yeah, go to the website. You will see that the full fleet is ready to go on whatever project you have. If you want to remodel, like T-Bob said, you want to do it at your home or business, they've got you covered. They'll come in, tell you exactly what they can do for you. Also, go tankless with the tankless water heater. That is an upgrade. Never run out of hot water again. Get home late from the ball field, shower, laundry, dishes, whole deal. You'll be fine. 225-925-8552.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $25,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Turn my music high, 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 yeah. You don't know what you're doing. Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the hood swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you could run the slalom. The cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. Where personalities clash and chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like this Wall Street.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644.
Jimmy Ott, Charles Handegrift, Thursday night edition of Live at Lunch. It's dinner time, 6 to 8 p.m. from Ameristar, brought to you by Roosters Men's Grooming Center. It's Live at Lunch, special evening edition, 6 to 8 p.m. Thursday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
We got a caller on line 1. Caller, what's your problem?
Hello. I'm on the radio with D-Bay.
How's it going?
It ain't going good. My girl ain't doing the thing she used to do at all.
I got just what you need. Brand new Chris Brown, T-Pain. You heard it here first. Nappy Boy Radio. We love you.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
How appropriate. Playing a little Chris Brown coming in for break with what Tennessee's do Saturday night. About to learn tonight. Catch these hands. A little bit of an aggressive kiss. Tennessee, get ready, dude. Coming up on the show, I mean, we'll probably continue to talk baseball throughout. There's a football commit yesterday that we can get to. We're not going to spend extra long on it, but we'll fill you in on it. We got Jay Johnson here in about 20 minutes, 8:15, here from the head man from LSU baseball as they are preparing to square up once again. Hey, and I do want to remind you, Accutemp of Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com. All your AC, heating, and electrical needs, go to the place that gives you service to the highest degree. And that is not just, well, it is an excellent pun, okay, but they live by that, right? Like once you have them out to your home, you're like, oh my God, I get what T-Bob was talking about now. I get why, with thousands of reviews, they have a 4.9 Google review rating. So take control of your comfort zone, okay, y'all? It's hot as hell out there, man. And make sure your system's not going to run any problems, break down. Ask about the Star Club membership. It's all there for you at Accutemp, AccutempBR.com.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This summer, retirement is a state of mind. Whether it's a mid-morning activity or an early bird special, grab a Coors Light and chill like you're retired.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Thursday, June 15th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 95. Coming up on OTB, presented by All-Star Toyota, LSU baseball coach Jay Johnson joins the show at 8:15, and Chef Michael Johnson joins the show at 9:15 for a new edition of Munchies. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN.
The Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in hour number 2 of OTB. We're rolling right along here on this Thursday, guys. Omaha around the corner, SEC football in the air. Everybody, who are we going to tweet? Jake, you maybe know ESPN people better than most of us. Who can we tweet to try to make Ben McDonald get on the call?
We have to Google. We have to hit up the Twitter search because I don't
Is Bill
know.
Hoffmeyer? I feel like I always see Bill Hoffmeyer doing like...
Feels like a good one.
Like, congrats to this crew that's calling the Women's College World Series.
That's a good point. Let's hit him up.
But I can't find his Twitter right now for some reason. Okay, we'll continue to work on it during the commercial break, and I'll get you something more concrete as we need to do this, okay? Paul Skeens is 12 strikeouts away from tying Ben McDonald's record, potentially breaking it. Tennessee strikes out the second most in the SEC. They love to try to hit home runs. Paul Skeens just gets better and better as the stage gets bigger and bigger, and they're going to extend him. There is a chance that this Saturday, the record that I thought would never be touched in modern baseball could fall. And, of course, he's already going to have the record for, Ks per nine and everything because he's been just unreal this season. But yeah, man, put Ben McDonald on the call. It just makes too much sense. Do you really want, why would you not have him on? Are you worried about some sort of homerism? I think Ben's been pretty proven to keep things relatively even. And even if not, I kind of feel like college baseball is one of the sports where you can get away with a little bit of homerism because the people who are going to be watching are, whatever. If you want to put him opposite of a Tennessee guy, do that. Who they have? They have Berkey?
Yeah, Chris Burke.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the call.
Is he on the night call?
Yeah, he just said
he said he's on the night.
Yeah.
Him and Kyle
Yeah.
Why is Kyle Peterson there? I don't even like Kyle Peterson.
Oh, what?
I think he's going to warm.
Oh, Kyle's really good. But so is Ben.
He's no Ben. Who has the best flat top? Answer me that.
Ben.
Exactly. Okay. I don't know what else to say.
I just say let him go 3 deep and then take the play-by-play guy out of there, right, Mario?
Might as well.
Yeah, play-by-play guys. It's just, what do they even mean anymore nowadays? Just kidding, because I'd say put Lynn Rollins on the call. Okay,
Yeah.
but that's just
Lynn's
me.
way more than just a play-by-play guy.
That's
though.
just me. That's true. Lynn is a fabric of the community.
No doubt.
Okay. Real quick here, I do want to complain about one thing, and that's the fact that when we watch Saturday's game, the K-Zone is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I loathe the K-Zone. Now, in the MLB, if you want to say you like it, that's fine. I still don't like it there. I don't like it in baseball in general, but I especially loathe it on the college level. And it's not to say, because an element of it is, Jake, okay, well, that's how baseball has always been. One of the key parts of being a great hitter or a great pitcher is understanding that day where the umpire's head is at and looking to operate within those standards and manipulate those standards. And I think there's a level of skill and gamesmanship there that should be applauded. But it's not a blanket. I'll be the first to say this is not a blanket. Well, if they've always done this way, it should continue to be done this way. No, I disagree. I love instant replay. I think instant replay makes all the sense in the world, right? I don't want a team to get screwed over because it was a bang-bang play at first and the umps happen to get it wrong. But instant replay is vastly different from balls and strikes. For one thing, in the instant replay, they can overturn it. All the K-Zone's going to do is piss you off.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my main deal. All the K-Zone does is create anger. Every now and then you're like, oh, man, what a pitch. Look, he really painted the corner. Now I can objectively see it. But I could see that anyway. And I could be impressed anyway. All it's going to do is highlight every time an ump gets it wrong, but arguably, is it even wrong? In the college game where things are acceptably a bit wider and you go through the entire year without it, and then all of a sudden just be laid bare in front of our face. I hate it. It's like ChatGPT. It's like representative of the AI revolution that's coming to take over us all. It's taking the human element out of the game. Again, I think there is a real skill. And again, they're not going to change a call because the K-Zone says it's a ball or a strike. And so I think there is a real skill to managing that portion of the game. And I think it's like an ignorance is bliss situation. I can allow myself to just sit back and enjoy when it's just the ump making the calls. And I can get mad at blue or happy with blue. And that's how it should be. Instead, I'm sitting here just yelling at a human being because of the perfection of a robot. And F that, dude. I hate K-Zone.
In college baseball, I'm used to not having it. I'm with you. And I do like the aspect of having to figure out exactly how the umpire is going to handle.
My bad. Wrong button. I was trying to mute my watch.
I know. There's a lot of sounds. I'm like, I started to panic a little bit. I was like, oh,
dang it, Bobby.
I was like,
Relax. Okay,
I was
sorry,
like, is that
continue.
me? But we've watched plenty of college baseball games that did not have it. College baseball strike zone is a little bit different than the Major League Baseball strike zone. The bigger conversation is I never want robot umpires.
No.
I just never. I like the human element. I know people, it's kind of like split down the middle, 50-50. But I do like, hey, I've got to figure out what he's calling. Is he giving me the outside corner? Is he calling things up? Is he calling things down? Where is he calling these pitches? Because then you have to make the adjustment to be able to go out there and figure that out and throw to that strike zone. So I'm with you. I like college baseball without all of that.
You've removed all the artistry, all the human element, and all you're left with is something cold and antiseptic, like a Disney live-action remake of an animated film. Something that, looks nice and the technology's nice, but it has no actual heart and soul. There's no beating heart, pumping blood in the middle of it. F the K-Zone, dude, okay? And regardless of what you see, what Matt posted on Twitter, it's not about, it's always been done this way, so it should continue to be done so. No, there's not a blanket thing, okay? It's just a source of anger and frustration where there doesn't need to be any. Give me the old school anger of me just disagreeing with another human being and being able to yell at that instead of having, this is objectively right and wrong. Like, no.
Well, you don't go all year with it. And I know you could say, well, it's
and
because
that's the dumbest part, because now it feels awful. So I'm not used to it.
Yeah, and you can say, well, it's a bigger stage, it's the College World Series, but look, the SEC network has the money. If they wanted a K-Zone, they would put a K-Zone on those games. There's games on ESPN during the Supers and the regionals.
Musso's talked about this, but the one of the issues kind of in the SEC this year that some are arguing as to why the strike zone has been tighter and why pitchers have been struggling a bit, Jake, is because these umps, although you cannot see the K-Zone, they are being graded against the K-Zone.
Yeah.
So every day the umps are coming in and they're seeing their grades and they're saying, okay, I got to be more perfect. I got to tighten things up. And you may say, oh, good, that's how it should be, T-Bob. But I disagree, because that's never how it's been done in college baseball. And now it's creating a shift in expectation for the pitchers as well. It's just, I don't like any piece of it, but whatever. That's what K's going to take. It probably already stayed on it too long. I wish they win it, but they're going to. Other baseball thoughts coming up here.
Baseball thoughts?
Yeah, baseball thoughts. I love them in them tight pants. You know what I'm saying?
You do.
Stripes down the side. The depth of Tennessee's pitching is definitely the Vols' greatest strength. Kind of like we talked about with Ben. I don't know, maybe outside of Wake Forest, that there is a better team that is more well-positioned. And if they find themselves in the loser's bracket, like, they will probably have a distinct advantage on the mound every game. Now, maybe if them and Wake both found their way down there, then that would not be the case, right? But against anybody else, Tennessee's probably bringing a better arm to bear. I mean, think about it. LSU has the best pitcher, Jake, but after that, Tennessee has 3 better pitchers than anybody you have, right? I mean, with Lindsey, Dolander, and Beam. And then you get into the bullpen, and you've got Burns and Halverson and Sewell. Remember, Halverson's the one who came in the lefty at the end of game 1 last time, and after you chased Dolander, which was great, Halverson shut you down.
Chased Dolander.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Okay.
He's the one that shut you down. So Tennessee, look, they currently, if you just want to talk stats, currently lead the SEC, Jake, a 3.57 team ERA. They're the only SEC team sub 4. They're a full half run ahead of second place, a full run ahead of LSU at 4.54. And their bats aren't far off from you either. Like, you have a way higher average. I think you hit better for average, but their power's right there with you. Like, their bats are closer to your bats than your staff is to their staff. But again, they don't have Paul Skeens. So that's why you have to take care of your business here game 1, and then make them earn it with that great deep pitch staff. Let them exhaust every resource they have, and then if you have to meet up again, you'll cross that bridge when you get there.
Yeah, that's the thing. That is the X factor. It is Paul Skeens, because of all the numbers you just laid out there. Tennessee has a lot of advantages, but they don't have Paul Skeens. They've got good ones. They've got guys that are going to be big leaguers, but they don't have Paul Skeens. And we have seen, and you mentioned it when Ben was on, Skeens, when the pressure is up, that's when he's at his best. He gets he kind of gets that electricity going a little bit, although you can't really tell because he's just like on the mound. It's just like all the same motion, which I love. I love the fact that he doesn't have to amp it up and herky-jerky and try to throw 102. It's just with ease. But that is when I think he shines the brightest. And so you go out there, he certainly is I'd be shocked if he wasn't on the mound, right? We're going to talk to Jay here in about 5 minutes. Go out there, have a Paul Skeens day. The offense is as hot as it's been all season long, and go take care of Tennessee.
Let's do it, boys. Put them to bed. Put little boys playing dress up to bed. It's time to tuck them in and read them a bedtime story. We'll talk to Jay Johnson next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I drove myself to the ER, had heart surgery, and drove myself home 24 hours later, feeling fine. Starting running again after the procedure, I'm getting excited thinking about it. I had no pain, nothing. I felt great. And right then and there, I was like, oh my God, I'm back. I'm back. It's just amazing.
Ochsner Health. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. And
Sandegriff, our Omaha home for the College World Series is the Ameristar Casino and Hotel in Council Bluffs, Iowa, just minutes away from downtown Omaha. Enjoy the only casino buffet in the area and a full sports book. Eat, watch, and bet at the Ameristar Casino and Hotel.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, welcome back to OTB. So we'll be catching up with Coach Johnson soon here. I think he's finishing something up. So be a bit on your toes because Coach could be joining us any minute now or in a few minutes, right? We will see. But there's plenty to talk to besides that. All right, boys. I'm just going to be up front here. I'm in a baseball mood. Mm-hmm. I have not done the prep work that I should have on this subject. So I'm going to look for y'all to lay it out for me, and then we're going to react to it live here. What's the word on the street with Zion Williamson?
Oh, I didn't know where you were going.
Oh, yeah.
That made me a little nervous.
All of a sudden, I'm just seeing a bunch of talk and chatter in the chat and on Twitter and everything that the trade stuff could actually maybe have some legs to it. Where's this coming from?
Yeah, so a few days later, I would think that the Pelicans definitely at least have interest. Like, they're definitely at least fielding phone calls when it comes to this, but there's so many moving parts. Like, who would Charlotte even take at number 2? Everybody thinks it's Scoot Henderson. It might just be a case where Charlotte leaked this, right? So they could drive up offers on their pick and maybe get other offers from teams other than the Pelicans. So it definitely has legs, like you said, where there's smoke, there's fire, but a lot still needs to happen for the Pelicans to actually trade Zion.
And it would be for that number 2 pick.
I would think. They seem to really like Scoot Henderson. And like I said last time we talked about this, that's been a thing for a while. The Pelicans are definitely interested in that player in specifically, I mean.
Oof. Jake, I know you're a bit more open to this than I am. I'm a hard shutdown, never trade Zion because the fear is that he goes to Charlotte and then he balls out and him and LaMelo Ball end up going to like the playoffs every year and he ends up winning MVP and you'll be sitting here saying, wait, we had him and he actually wanted to be here and now he's gone. And that nightmare scenario to me is way worse than him flaming out here. Now, I guess granted, the other thing is you trade him, he never gets healthy, he ends up sucking. And then you end up with Scoot Henderson, who maybe ends up being awesome, right? So I guess that is the trade-off here. Yeah. I'm still never trade Zion. Where are you at?
I don't know if I trade him for someone that's unproven. I do struggle with that. Like if you're trading him for someone who's been in the NBA for 2 years, 3 years, and has shown that he can not only play on the court, but he can actually be on the court, then that's a different conversation. And Scoot Henderson, he's getting all the buzz, but he's also a point guard.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about like CP3 coming back, but like if you're trading Zion or if you're trading BI for a point guard, I think that still just doesn't play to your roster.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. You want the point guard to play
so
with
it's like
Zion.
if you get him, and then I guess that would be Scoot Henderson and CJ at the 2, and then Herb at the 3. I guess it just doesn't make sense, Mario, for me. Because of the position that you'd be trading for.
For sure. You're putting a lot on his shoulders immediately. And like I said, clearly they feel highly about this player. And we talked about it a couple of weeks ago when all the stuff on social media happened with Zion. Like, would the Pelicans trade him because of this? And maybe not that instance in particular, but because of everything that's happened in the last 4 years. The injuries, the off-court stuff, Zion showing immaturity at times. There's a chance they might just be like, all right, we tried this for 4 years. This is a risky move to get this guy, but we believe in him. Let's try and change something because the last 4 years have not worked.
Well, that's the thing. Is this more about Scoot Henderson or is it more about getting rid of Zion? Because, look, to your point, T-Bob, I get it. It's the fear of the unknown. You don't want him to blow. But I always look at it like this, and not just in sports, like in any aspect. It's like if you have a problem and you don't have a solution to it, the next best option is to eliminate the problem, make it somebody else's. If they find a solution, more power to them, but you got to get rid of the problem.
So I don't know if I paint him as a problem, though. I don't think not playing is not, I don't think of it as an active drag. Maybe it is, though, right? Because you did see some players start to kind of comment by the end of the year how, like, you should be out there. So maybe it is a problem. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be being naive. I don't think of it as a problem. And you could say, oh, but what about all the money you're paying him? When it comes to the NBA and money, I don't really, you have to. Like, there's no point in being upset about paying a guy. We all understand the market forces that dictated that you had to pay him this money. So it just is what it is. I'm going to actually go back to something Mario's been talking about and that I've kind of been making fun of him for, which is that in the most optimistic, you have seen what happens when you have full-strength Zion. And that is you are near the top of the Western Conference. I mean, Stephen A. Smith even said in that funny bit that we played yesterday where he's like, you're arguably challenging the Nuggets, potentially even. And even if you don't believe that, The point is, like, I don't know that Scoot Henderson can get you to the top of the West.
Yeah.
And I know without Zion, you're not top of the West. Like, without Zion, you're a lower tier playoff team. Maybe at your peak with a healthy Alvarado, you're like middle of the pack. Like, the only way that you feel like you actually become good enough to challenge these teams is still with Zion Williamson. But again, it was a flash in the pan, but it's a bit of a golden flash, right? One that speaks to what could be if you ever do get that consistent production. So I want to trade him for rookie. I'm with you, Jake. Like, if you want to give me some sort of bona fide all-star or something, I don't know why you would, but if you want to, like, that's what could potentially get me. But again, they got to shop him. I also want to be clear about that. Like, do your due diligence. If somebody's just going to do something stupid and give you everything in the world, like, if everybody has a price, and eventually maybe you reach
what Ted DiBiase said.
Did he really? Was that? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that old wrestler?
Yeah.
DiBiase?
Yeah. And Ted DiBiase used to have the belt that had the dollar signs.
$1 Million Man, right?
Yeah.
That was his thing.
Yeah,
Is that old WWE though?
WWF back
Well,
when he was in there, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I see. My first wrestling memories came online WCW Attitude Era. Like, my first ever wrestling I ever watched, because a huge Karl Malone fan, was DDP and Karl Malone against it was DDP and Karl Malone against Hulk Hogan and Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
And it was like it was SummerSlam, bad guys versus the good guys. Rodman and Hogan won the match by cheating. But then afterwards, DDP and Malone went and diamond cuttered everybody. The ref, Rodman, Hulk, everybody. So that's when I kicked on. And then later I got in to maybe some WWE, but that's more like Dudley Boys, the Hardy Bros, later Stone Cold, kind of that type of era. So Ted DiBiase's a little bit before my time.
All right, right there. And just trying to see if it,
Yes, no, I can see him in my head. I know what he looks like, but I just don't. I never really watched him. I used to sometimes rent like old tapes and watch like some of the old bits. Like I remember getting into the who was it? Was Hulk Hogan doing battle with the Legion of Doom at one point? I think in the 80s, and having like crazy Hell in a Cell matches and everything. Definitely watched. This is a bit later than that, but Undertaker throwing Mankind off the top of the cage is something you can never forget. But yeah, when it comes to the classics, I'm a little just like, oh, I've seen this pay-per-view, or I've seen this pay-per-view. I don't know it very well. When did you start watching?
Oh, like 1989.
So what is that? That's early WWE?
Yeah.
Who was your favorite wrestler?
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I mean, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, it was Goldberg.
Flying
For
Brian,
me, it actually wasn't hard because I'm an idiot little kid.
Ricky
and I
the
loved
Dragon
Goldberg's
Steamboat.
bit. Okay.
I had a lot of.
What about Jake the Snake?
Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious one. Got a Funko Pop of Jake the Snake in my office, autographed.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Lucifer and Damien were his snakes, which didn't really know what that meant back then.
Oh, hell yeah. Uh-oh, Mario, watch out. Mario, was Jake the Snake, was he in the Illuminati?
Nah, that's pre-Illuminati. They were focused on other things back then.
Pre-Illuminati? What do you mean?
They weren't in the
I
wrestling.
feel like the pre-internet age is the golden age of Illuminati. We actually had secret meetings.
Nah.
You know the founding year of the Illuminati?
Like 1400 something.
So was it pre-Illuminati?
It's just a guess. I don't know. They did not influence wrestling.
No, bro, Illuminati, yes, it's definitely been around forever.
Yeah,
I feel
for
like,
sure.
I don't know, Mario. You're drawing a lot of just arbitrary lines in the sand between what is and is not Illuminati.
I loved The Rock, Shawn Michaels, and Eddie Guerrero. Those were the three GOATs for me. And I feel like when I was a kid, it was like a really good era of wrestling too.
Shawn Michaels was with Marty Jannetty. They were tag team partners before he became the Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah, the Rockers.
Yeah.
Apparently, he never kicked him through a glass. That was like a Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Do y'all not remember Shawn Michaels kicking Marty Jannetty through the glass?
I do.
Apparently, that never happened.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Mandela effect's weird. Always weird. I wonder if it's like you're peering into an alternate universe where something happened. It's kind of infected our collective consciousness, but it didn't actually happen in our universe. Jesse McCormick, have we talked about how sexy the 2024 football schedule is, or is it all still baseball season? No. Again, we talked about the second segment of the show today.
Share the text that Jetpack sent me, but I can't say that language here on this radio program.
No, I mean, let's be clear.
He's excited about it.
If you were to spend a night with the 2024 LSU schedule, it would cost you thousands of dollars. Like, that's how sexy this is, okay? This is the highest class of escorts.
Your pockets have to be deep with 3 E's.
Yes, this is like, these are the type of ladies of the night that Jeff Bezos is calling when you're talking about the LSU 2024 schedule. It is,
I mean,
a thing of beauty.
2 Big Ten teams in their first year in the Big Ten, the teams that everybody's talking about, USC and UCLA, and then 8 SEC games that includes Alabama and Oklahoma at your house.
Ooh, and the road trips are all nice.
And you get to go, and you still play Florida.
Yeah, in the swamp, nonetheless. I
bet
know
Hunt is
people
melting
hate,
today.
dude. I know people hate Texas A&M, but Kyle Field is tight. It's full. They got great traditions. It's loud. It's insane.
Yeah. There's 4 or 5 venues in the SEC that even if you hate the team, you got to tip your cap to.
Yes.
That's one of them. Hunt is a let's play the easiest schedule possible and get to the championship. So he's probably not having a great day today.
Wait, boys, is this a time zone thing? What time zone is Omaha?
No, they're Central.
Okay. I'm just making sure. You know, I panicked a little bit. You know, I never.
They're Central, bro.
Okay. I don't know time zones that well. Made a mistake before. We called Tyrann Mathieu like 17,000 times, even though not knowing that Arizona didn't have daylight savings time, and he was actually on Mike and we're just like, he's constantly having to ignore calls. I felt bad about that one. Okay, so that's good. It's a bad one.
I've heard Jordy tell that story before. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. Whatever, it happens. No, look, the football schedules. Again, I think I said it earlier. That's the best schedule I've ever seen from a fan perspective in terms of only 2 BS games. Only 2. Sometimes we have 4. Only 2 BS games. I mean, what is Georgia? I know Georgia fans are going to get the rubber band effect as in 24. They're going to be back to a really nice schedule. But like next year, this season, Georgia fans are going to be bored.
Oh, it's awful.
Like, when is their blood going to get up? They're literally going to sleepwalk like a zombie through the entirety of football season, never being able to get excited about anything save for Tennessee, who they're probably going to beat the crap out of anyway. Yeah, in November, exactly.
Just one more time, I think for the people, I think we need to lay this Georgia football schedule out for this upcoming season. UT Martin, Ball State, South Carolina, UAB. First road game comes at the end of September at Auburn. You got Kentucky at home, at Vanderbilt, bye week versus Florida and Jacksonville, Missouri, Ole Miss at home as well, at Tennessee, at Georgia Tech.
I mean, I'm not even trolling. I would be upset if I was a Georgia fan. You're good enough to three-peat with a hard schedule. None of that is going to help you. None of that is going to prepare you for the playoff. None of that is going to be interesting to watch. This is going to be the most boring season I could possibly think of for the Bulldogs, but whatever. And again,
and you're going to have to put up with it every single
That's fine, because I'm a firm believer that's going to bite him in the ass. This is not a bit. If you've seen me rant and rave about this, it is not a bit. We don't, like, how did Georgia get over the hump? Monken and Bennett, okay? They're both gone now. Beck is going to put up incredible numbers against that schedule. We don't know what he'll do when he's in a battle with Ohio State. Stetson Bennett was the MVP of every single playoff game that he played in. Like, we don't know if Carson Beck's going to be able to hold up under the pressure in the same way. Will Mike Bobo be able to orchestrate things in the same way that Todd Monken did? Like, again, I don't know that. And also, Jake, how about this? No team's ever won 3 natties in a row, save for, like, Minnesota in the 30s, which, if a record comes from between the 2 world wars, it does not count for, like, modern conversation. It technically happened.
Is that what that asterisk means?
Yes, that is my asterisk that I am putting in there. If it comes between the 2 world wars, we do not have to give credence to it. So it's something that's never been done either. And it could say, oh, but T-Bob, look at the paper. Like, on paper, they should win. That's fine. But again, the math gods, you trust in them, and more often than not, they are going to be correct. So something is going to go awry with Georgia this year, even if I can't exactly put my finger on what it's going to be.
It's not going to be in the regular season unless it is Tennessee. But to your point, even last year, right, Ohio State game, you saw them at times they had to find a way, and they did because of, Ray Finkel laces out situation there at the end with that kick. But, it's a situation where if you don't have to really dig deep, like when you have to do it, can you do it? And they found a way last year. You give them credit, but can they do it again? And you're going to play an improved SEC championship game in my opinion, too. Like, if
I
you face
agree.
LSU again, that's going to be a different LSU team than it was a year ago.
I agree. And they had some modicum of success against you last season. LSU did. So yeah, I mean, look, I don't think they beat Ohio State if it's Beck and Bobo, instead of Monken and Bennett. But we gonna see. I mean, think about Stetson Bennett. So committed to football, he went to 7 years of college and didn't get a degree. That's legend status. Like, everybody wants to talk about Cardale Jones, talking about I didn't come to football to play school, okay, or I didn't come to school to play school. That's Stetson Bennett. He's Tommy Boy, but without the degree.
Yeah, Tommy Boy actually
That's
finished.
what I'm saying. He didn't even finish. What a legend.
He's the mailman. He delivers but does not receive a degree.
Good one. Hey, before we break, can I give a final word on Zion here?
I would love nothing more.
I don't think we're going to circle back to it. So, source from Twitter that says this is all fluff. He's not going to get traded. This is all a bunch of BS.
Well, I mean, it's one of those deals where, like...
Wait, let me tell you the source.
Oh, okay. Well, generally not what you do with sources. Okay, I'm intrigued.
Quote, fake trade news to deflect fatherhood. At Zion Williamson, you betrayed me. I'm done. Mariah Mills. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about.
Okay.
She's back, dude. I mean, hey, source close to Zion. You could say that and be 1,000% correct. Source intimately close to Zion Williamson. In fact, it's rumored that he once spit in that source's mouth. Yeah. Okay, who better to trust
That's
when
true.
it comes to your Zion news?
That is true. Inside information.
Truly inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I do look. For what it is worth, I do think, again, you have to take the calls. I would be shocked if they would actually move on. I think this is all. I mean, is there any like meta gamesmanship going on here? Is this them sending a message design too that look like, man, you ain't untouchable?
Yeah.
Like don't get too comfortable now, Bo.
More than they already have. I mean, y'all have seen Griffin's comments. Y'all have seen CJ McCollum's comments, not really naming Zion, but saying we got to hydrate better. We got to do stuff off the court better.
Yeah.
They're definitely frustrated with him, and it has nothing to do with the porn stars.
All right, when we get back, more OTB. Again, we'll see when we catch up with Coach Jay Johnson. Still hoping and expecting to hear from him this morning, but we'll see where the show goes. And we got Munchies coming up with our guy, Chef Michael Johnson, at 9:15. So keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I can't have the conversation about what spitting means again. I don't know, okay? And people keep telling me that I'm wrong, whichever one I say. So I'm not doing it anymore. You know what I'm right about? Telling you to go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, okay? They'll never spit in your mouth at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, regardless of your definition of the word. All they're going to do is make sure that you go home satisfied, whether that's buying a new vehicle, leasing, renting for a vacation where you get cheaper per-day rental prices than your traditional rental company. Just go get in touch with me with Lisa Sessions, or just go start your journey at the website, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, if you say, hey, it's Thursday morning, Bo, I'm going to jump in the car and go to Omaha.
Yeah.
Well, you still have time to go rent that Toyota and go take that up there and have the trip of your life. Per-day rental prices, very competitive. Like we tell you all the time, we're not just saying that. Go check them out for yourself on the website. You can see exactly what we're talking about, different prices for different vehicles. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Get 3.99% financing at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas on select 2023 models. And we also have a large selection of pre-owned inventory. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done, or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $25,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because
Hey, it's Hunt. Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Chat with Joe Healy of D1 Baseball's SEC Extra Team. Ryan Shemp, former Tiger, will jump aboard, and we'll preview the other side of the College World Series bracket. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Nobody move, there's blood on the floor. And I can't find my heart.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Damn. Brett says mankind's tooth got knocked through the roof of his mouth into his nose when Taker slammed him off the cage.
Yeah, there's a podcast with The Undertaker where he admits that he thought he killed Mick Foley when that happened.
Yeah, I mean, you can't practice that, right? I mean, I'm sure you can practice it onto like a stunt bag, but like it's so brutal on your body, you can't practice the bit. You just have to go for it.
Yeah, you can't simulate game speed or
Oh my
game
God,
force.
that is horrifying. And he's probably like our age at the time, you know, like early 30s.
Yeah.
Like my
Well,
body.
I'm late 30s.
But still, like my body, I'm mid 30s, you know, but my body couldn't take that now.
No.
Like maybe at 20 something I could have done something, but
I mean,
what?
You heard me just do push-ups and sit-ups and the sound I made to get up. I was like,
joints creaking. Oh my God, dude.
What a legend.
Jeff C. said, T-Bob, so you saying it's fake? I don't think there's a more boring conversation than the one about wrestling being fake. Like, okay, of course, the outcomes are scripted. Yes, they're not really boxing each other and just like punching each other in the face. But if you don't see the athletic prowess or the toll or the way that these guys and girls put their bodies on the line, like I can't, like I just can't help you. Like if what is fake in terms of what? It being like a soap opera essentially and scripted? Yeah, sure. Like, you know, who you're putting over, winners and all of that, but like it ain't fake when you're grinding 2 shows a week, constantly on the road, having to work out, ice your body down, catching shoulder, knee injuries, but you got to keep going. Like it is. Just because the outcomes are fake does not deny the athletic prowess or physical toll that it takes to be a professional wrestler. One thing I never realized growing up, Jake, I thought that just like all the matches were scripted. I never really knew that it was all kind of improv. Like the actual match itself. Like maybe they might have like some big beats planned where, okay, at this, at some point we're going to do this combination and that's like how it could end or this or that. But like a lot of it is just them kind of working off of each other and going with it. And viewed through that lens, you really start to appreciate the guys who are really good at wrestling, unless you're a little kid and then you're an idiot like me and you just like Goldberg because he wins 100 matches in a row and does a jackhammer.
It's like, dude, you see that spear?
Yeah, exactly. This big dude's bumping meats. Like Big E says, one of my favorite clips of all time. Big meaty men.
Georgia Bulldog legend.
Yep.
Bill
Atlanta
Goldberg.
Falcon.
Yeah. Was he? I mean, he wouldn't have been on the team when your old man was there.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
No, so that was so cool. I was obsessed with Goldberg growing up, and for a few years, they went on the same like hunting trip together. Oh, nice. And so I used to have a signed Goldberg, T-Bob, you're next photo. I never met the man, but I had that signed photo, which always made me very happy.
The spear is such a simple yet cool finisher, in my opinion.
What? Cody Chauvin says Undertaker said they never talked about throwing Mick off the top of the cage. Mick told him mid-match to do it, and he was against it, and then went with it.
Oh, my God.
Terrifying for Undertaker. You're taking this man's life into your hands, and he's making you.
This is after Owen Hart, too, I think.
It's like Lord of the Rings. You've got to toss me.
Yeah.
What? Toss me. Don't tell the elf. Shout out to all the other Two Towers fans. Wait, what'd you say, Mario?
I said this is after the thing with Owen Hart happened, too, I think.
Yeah.
Which even more risk if something goes wrong.
True. Ivy Aber, how does Stone Cold not get mentioned? No, Stone Cold was well for me again. I grew up on WCW. As I got older, I really started to appreciate the madness of Stone Cold.
And the question was like when I was young, who was my favorite wrestler? And that's when
you didn't like Stunning Steve.
No, actually,
is that when he was Stunning Steve though? When you first got into wrestling, like was he even Stone Cold?
No, and I had a picture of him and Ted DiBiase because Ted DiBiase kind of started this conversation of when he was younger. I mean, so yeah, he's been in the game a long time, and yeah, once you got older, I mean, on the mic skills, unmatched.
The only person that comes close is the woman from the LSU quad the other day. Counted what happened? Give her 5 margaritas. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, she was incredible.
You're right. I mean, dynamic.
Put her in the ring. She had the crowd eating out the palm of her hand.
No, you know me. I'm a sucker for all this kind of stuff. But there's a clip of Stone Cold, like actual, the person, not the wrestler, and him talking about like if he's flipping burgers at McDonald's, he's gonna be the best. You know what, burger flipper.
I've seen that clip.
I love it. Love every part of it.
My personal favorite Stone Cold clip is him and Undertaker talking about wines as they're tasting them, which we played on the show before. It is excellent. Okay, real quick here, a little bit of LSU. Actually, you know what? I want to give this kid the just due that he deserves. So coming up next, let's break down the newest commit for LSU football here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Bayou Ford has up to $7,000 off MSRP plus 0% financing on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
Charles Hannegriff, our Omaha home for the College World Series is the Ameristar Casino and Hotel in Council Bluffs, Iowa, just minutes away from downtown Omaha. Enjoy the only casino buffet in the area and a full sports book. Eat, watch, and bet at the Ameristar Casino and Hotel.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drives a go wild. I've got the move that really move 'em. I said chill up and down there spine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Boys, is it weird to speed up the audio and listen to a podcast? I feel like it's kind of sociopathic, but I have multiple friends in the friend group who listen to stuff on 1.5 or 1.25.
Yeah, I know a fair amount of people that do it at 1.5 speed.
What? Does it not?
Yeah, I've never tried it.
I mean, it just seems awful to me.
Yeah.
Anytime it's accidentally got put on my phone, I cannot get the phone to my hand quick enough to change the setting.
I've never done it, but I know a lot of people that do.
Jake, do you actually listen to any podcasts or anything on your phone? I don't think so, right? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Nope.
You're just like a terrestrial radio and or music guy?
Not terrestrial at all.
Yeah.
Just music guy, yeah. Even when working out, like, I've got my Quark. So, no, there's not a podcast that I listen to. Not one.
Yeah,
no.
That's funny.
I know.
You want to check out Revisionist History? They have a really good episode on Elvis.
No, that guy's fake. As a bum.
You should listen to Hardcore History, though. That's the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I love it.
I think I would be into like some of it.
You would love hardcore history. I think it's impossible not to like hardcore history. If you listen to like Wrath of the Khans or Blueprint for Armageddon, those are, oh man, unbelievable. I started a really good book now too about Alexander and his dad Philip by Adrian Goldsworthy, who did the Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar, some of the most famous biographies there, which are really, really great as well. Speaking of great, we talked about him being offered yesterday, Jake, but I do want to give a huge shout out to Kylan Billiot, who announced yesterday. Of course, if you missed yesterday's show, he is someone who kind of been on LSU's radar for a little minute. Then he goes to camp and he just dominates camp and he kicks ass. And by doing so in front of the coaches, by actually competing right in front of them, putting on the line, showing up, working hard, he earns his first SEC scholarship offer. Yesterday, he tweets the word earned in all caps with 1,000% committed. And some of you recruiting hardos are going to be out there like, oh, what the heck, man? It's his only SEC offer, blah, 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 blah. But as we have talked about at length here recently, on any great championship team in LSU's history, you have to have these guys, right? These hometown guys that have always dreamed about putting it on for the purple gold. Look at the baseball team right now. Whether it's Gavin Dugas, like there's multiple, Cade Beloso, there's multiple members on this squad right now. Kylan Billiot may not be the biggest recruit, but what he is someone who earned it, the offer that is, the hard way. He didn't get offered just because he had offers from Georgia and Alabama and everybody else. He earned it by proving how he could play to the coaches, and he is someone who is going to be motivated, who always has been motivated, right? And wants to prove people wrong. He's someone who's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder, and he is walking into a ultra competitive wide receiver room. Okay, so nothing is going to be easy. But again, I applaud the young man from Homa for earning that offer and now getting to choose to make his dreams come true and come here down to Death Valley.
Yeah, and I give the staff a lot of credit too. This staff is not afraid to go out there and offer someone for their first SEC offer, and they're not star chasing and stargazing. Now, do you have to do some of that? Yeah, you do, but also do the work. Find out if this player is really a player. Don't trust someone else's word. That's when coaches get into trouble, in my opinion, when you start to trust someone else's word. Not to say that the recruiting services don't do a good job. I mean, they've grown in the last decade plus. But if you don't see them, if you don't scout them, you're just trusting someone else's word, and you don't know truly if they can help you, if they fit what you're trying to do. So I love the fact that you see someone in camp. You're not really worried about how many stars he has. What, 3-star guy?
Yeah, I'm guessing. I'm guessing a 3-star guy. I mean, he's got a great body, 6'3", 200. But his offers were, at least some of them were like Tulane, Georgia Tech, Louisiana Tech, and Memphis. That feels like a 3-star offer list more.
All right, but you see him like, okay, well, I know what our guys look like. I know what we expect from the position, and he looks like our guys. He looks like he can go out there and compete for our football team. And so I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that you allowed them to go out there and compete. I'm glad that it's not lost so you can go out there to a camp and get on someone's radar and then get recruited. So, and look, it's how we talked about it. It's how Jets got his offer.
Yeah, Trevor Sonia on Twitter just hit his head. Wasn't Jets a 2 or 3-star? Yeah.
And he went to camp. Nobody could cover him. And they're like, you know what? We should probably offer him. His brother played quarterback. His other brother played safety here. But let's offer him off him not being able to be covered here.
Again, one of the great families in LSU football history, the Jefferson family, does not get enough love. Multiple generations, 3 guys putting it on for the purple and gold. And then the least heralded of the bunch is now the best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I love the relationship that him and Jordan have. I don't know how involved. So he actually, have you seen the GQ thing where it's like 10 things you can't live without or whatever? So Justin Jefferson has gotten so famous that he was on their YouTube channel doing that the other day. And he did shout out both brothers, but it seems like him and Jordan work very closely together.
Yeah.
I don't know if like Jordan's his agent or kind of a pseudo agent of some sort, but yeah, the bros still holding it down.
Because Jordan was into coaching. He was at Colorado State. He was a coach, and I think now he's gone do some other things.
Coaching stuff. If my brother was doing the things and needed help, like, I would absolutely hop on the team. 1,000%. I would be there on the team doing, trying to make sure that he has everything he needs to be as successful as possible on Sunday, which Justin Jefferson appears to have everything that he needs to do just that. So shout out Kylan Billiot, maybe, or not, no, shout out for sure, but maybe he's the next in the line of those underrated guys that didn't have the stars, that are from Louisiana, love the purple and gold, and get to put it on Saturdays. Shout out Kyle, man. Also, I mean, come on, bro. I'm home. You're down the bayou, bro. Terrebonne High School. Let's ride. All right, when we get back, big deal or no big deal, then Munchies with Chef Johnson. Keep it locked, OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bone.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Oh, in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
With 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Cut through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2. WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Thursday, June 15th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 95. Coming up on OTB OT, Chef Michael Johnson joins the show at 9:15 for a new edition of Munchies, and we have a new edition of Big Deal or No Big Deal. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTB OT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Brian, Taylor, hanging out with you, hour number 3. And right now is my pleasure. Well, I don't normally introduce that way. It's time for Big Deal or No Big Deal.
Big deal!
No big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal. No big deal.
No big deal. And it is a big deal!
Big deal or no big deal? Have y'all seen the Matthew Tkachuk story from the Florida Panthers? In Game 3, he took a brutal hit. He then proceeded to play Game 4, 17 minutes of ice time, with a broken sternum.
Oof.
A broken sternum. This man went out, already didn't get broken during the game, and he kept playing on it. He broke it the game before, and because it was the Stanley Cup Finals, he still went out there and logged 17 minutes of ice time, having to go to the hospital immediately after the game.
Take notes, Zion.
Yeah, say it again,
Zion should
Taylor.
take notes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? He's not
Right.
playing because of a stubbed toe for like 2 years.
Apparently, the coach saying he couldn't even dress himself for the game.
Oh, my God.
Somebody helped him put the gear on, helped him tie his skates, and then he went out there and played 17 minutes of an NHL Finals game where the violence and speed is at its highest with a broken sternum. That's unreal, dude.
Hockey players are built different. That is a big deal.
Yeah, I'm cringing on behalf of all the basketball players, not just Zion. Load management. You got guys out here playing with broken sternums.
I want to say that I know that Nick Fairley broke Aaron Murray's sternum back in the day, and I think he played like another series or two after it was broken before he got pulled out. But he almost died. Nick Fairley legitimately almost killed Aaron Murray.
Yeah,
that's also a big deal.
Big deal, by the way. Big deal, Tkachuk. You're a legend. Yeah, well, relax. You are a legend, though.
Yeah, you see instances of that in football, too. One of the last good memories I have of Drew Brees is him breaking multiple ribs against the 49ers and still leading a touchdown drive before leaving the game.
That's insane.
Breeze. Always playing through injuries. Now we have Michael Thomas.
Phillip Rivers played in the AFC Championship.
I'm sorry,
game.
I'm salty. I'm salty this morning.
But you don't get to say that, though. You don't get to say we. You don't think now we get to have Michael Thomas because you're a Cowboys subversive agent here. Like you're painting a picture for those that don't know that you're a massive Cowboys fan, that you care about the Saints. But no, you're just
I watch the Saints every Sunday.
You're just trying to sow discord amongst the ranks. So no, get out of here.
You're right. Michael Thomas, super tough, hard-nosed player.
Okay, relax. He is what he plays, man, okay?
I mean, the 2 back shoulder touchdowns against Atlanta was probably the most fun I had all of last season.
Wait, which one? Oh, yeah.
Week
100%,
1.
yes. That rocket that Jameis put in there right over the DB's shoulder, and Thomas like snatched it out of the air. Yeah, it was incredible. I actually think about the Jarvis Landry catch from that drive, like the long one. That thing was awesome. Man, Jarvis. It all started so good last year.
That's so good.
I mean, all the dreams were coming true.
So good.
Beating Atlanta, Jameis balling, Jarvis balling, Mike Thomas balling, and then, my God, everything went awry.
At least they still own the Falcons. Haven't lost there since 2017.
True.
Speaking of ownership, the United States men's national team takes on Mexico tonight in the CONCACAF Nations League semifinals. U.S. hasn't lost to Mexico in the last 5 matches. In fact, Mexico has not beaten the United States since 2019.
What?
So that's why you see I'm wearing the USMNT jacket here today. Big deal, no big deal. USA, Mexico. I know Danny's not here to kind of have a little fight with us. I know.
Danny, unfortunately.
I know. Big deal to me, though. USA, Mexico, man. That's one of the biggest.
Now, what is it
we
for,
have.
though? It's not a friendly? It's for a tournament?
No, it's the Nations League, yeah.
Then we'll go big deal.
Nations
Then we'll
League.
go big deal. We'll go big deal since there's an actual result to be gained here. Big deal.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I haven't watched footy in a while. I'd like to lock into a nice footy game tonight.
I agree. Big deal from an American point of view and from a Guatemalan point of view. We do not mess with Mexico. They are the Dallas Cowboys of Latin America.
Screw Mexico.
I'll see what you did there, Mario.
So what you're saying is you don't like them, but you don't know why?
No, I'm saying.
I know why I don't like them.
I'm saying good, but not as good as they think they are.
No, he's saying that they have like an overinflated sense of self, and they think they're better than everyone, but they're clearly not. They haven't won anything forever, but they walk around and act like they do. They constantly hang on to the past while berating everyone around them. Nobody
I don't.
Like, these are the things that I think he means.
I mean, I don't.
Whatever, dude. Why don't you go? I don't have a good joke.
Okay.
Go do something that Cowboy fans do that is embarrassing, okay? Go do that. Why don't you complain about Dak Prescott somewhere?
Oh, that's likely to happen today at some point.
I cannot wait to live through a full NFL season with Taylor.
Oh, dude, it's bad.
It is going to be
It's
so
bad.
good, dude. Also, I heard y'all cooking up a little NFL podcast yesterday. So
Yeah.
we'll be on the lookout for that, boys.
Yes, sir.
Boys behind the glass. Okay, who has the next big deal or no big deal? I got another one if no one's ready.
I'll go.
Okay.
Jonathan Taylor's in search of a new deal, but he's worried about the value of NFL running backs. NFL running backs are being way undervalued. Big deal or no big deal?
It's always been a big deal. Always.
I actually agree.
Always and forever. It's a weird spot.
Well,
I
it's your
don't-
boy that screwed it up for everyone.
It kind of is.
Who?
So, what? Zeke.
Zeke.
He screwed up for everybody.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did. He very much so did.
Le'Veon Bell screwed it up before Zeke.
Le'Veon Bell did not help.
And that was before Zeke.
I will
So
give you
Look,
that.
to be fair, he said he played high every game, so.
Who, Le'Veon did?
Yeah.
showed.
That's why he was so patient with his running style.
Yeah, I'm just sorting it out, man. He's got a. There it is. Let's go, dude.
Look, I do understand running backs. You have about a 6-year window to be great, like truly elite. Like that is like it feels like that's as far as it can be open is 6 years. I understand that, but for those 6 years, you can be a key factor into winning a championship, playing for a championship, all those things.
It's unfortunately no big deal to me, just like the position of running back, which sucks. And it's what it is.
It's insane. These young running backs, when they come into the league, I feel like they better take advantage right away. A la Kenneth Walker. I could see Charbonnet have a big year this year as a rookie. Like, they better eat while they can.
Well, but the problem is the teams want them to eat while they can because they don't have to pay him.
Yeah.
They're still not going to get paid.
That's
Like,
true.
That's what
yeah, they're
sucks.
on rookie deals.
If you're a young running back, you should become a young receiver, Jake. Where would you say the money is to be made if you could switch this? But I don't know if you can be a receiver from running back. Maybe linebacker? But are you going to get paid a linebacker also, dude?
Yeah, we all think we can go out there until you got to tackle like Deshaun Jackson on a punt return. You're like, yeah, I'm not a defensive player.
True.
That's a little bit different. We
Sounds
had.
like you're speaking from personal experience.
Oh yeah, for
Trying to
sure,
tackle
1,000%. We had Danny Woodhead on our show on Off Games yesterday, and he was up for the College Football Hall of Fame, and he was telling a great story because my first memory of Danny was watching film Jets Raiders, and he's in the backfield for the Jets wearing 83, number 80. I'm like, who in the hell is this wearing 83? Turned out to be Danny Woodhead. He made the team that year. He played Division II football, ran for over 7,000 yards and won the Player of the Year award 2 different times. But
he's a running back, though.
Yeah, he's a running back, but made the team because they were playing the Patriots that week, and he was Wes Welker in scout team.
Yeah.
As a running back, went out there in the slot and was dicing them up.
So he had never run routes before that.
No, not like that.
Hey.
Went out there, and that's how he made the team. Ended up playing running back, obviously, but.
Sometimes stereotypes have nice endings, I guess, right? They were like, look at this short little white guy.
God,
You
dude,
kind of look like Wes Welker, dude. Get out there.
I'm going to, I need to pull, the belief he had in himself and him talking about that and walking through his journey. And it wasn't an arrogance, but it was like a true belief. And him asking the question, why not me? That guy can't cover me. That guy can't cover me. And it was really, really powerful.
All right, big deal or no big deal. Wait, crap. What was the other one that I had? Rocco's at the College World Series says they are debuting a new Jell-O shot. Okay, because the old ones have been accused of being very expensive, being relatively tasteless, not having a lot of alcohol in them. They are working with Hevo, Jevo. I don't know how you would pronounce it. Hevo. Jevo, I don't know. But the point is, apparently this is a company that does nothing but specialize in mass producing delicious Jell-O shots. So if nothing else, if you're going down to Omaha, as LSU fans look to break the record, the best odds to do so, you should look forward to having a new and improved Jello shot at Rocco's.
All they had to do was call someone from New Orleans who makes them from Mardi Gras and just tell them drive them up.
Sure. God, I love when the freezer tray comes out.
Yeah.
It's such a good feeling. But they do go down easy. They do go down easy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually not even convinced there's a lot of alcohol in them ever. But you kind of feel like
there
is.
is.
So you feel like you're partying.
If you're doing it right.
Yeah, it's true. Katie's made them before.
Yeah, for
right?
St. Patty's that one year. Yeah.
Yes. And those are pretty heavy. Those are pretty damn good. So shout out everybody going to you report back. If you are going to Omaha, report back to the fellas and let us know about the quality of shop.
I think we're having the Yacht Father tomorrow morning, actually, from Omaha.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Any more big deal, no big deal, guys?
I got one. So Nikola Jokic said after the Nuggets won the finals, he lost his finals MVP trophy. He told reporters that he left it in the equipment room. He came back and it wasn't there. He's really nonchalant about it. He's been really nonchalant, really, since the Nuggets have gotten to the finals. Some people are starting to get upset with how nonchalant he is. So big deal or no big deal, Jokic losing the trophy.
Big deal because we've never seen anyone give so little of an F about winning an NBA championship. Like, even better than the, now I get to go home quote. Did you see the one where I didn't catch the question, but I think somebody was basically asking him, like, his love of the game?
Yeah.
And he was like, it's my job. Does anybody like their job? If they say they do, they're lying. So, like, he doesn't even like basketball. It's literally just what I do too. Because he's being honest. It's like literally, he's like, it's what I'm best at, and it makes me money. So, like, I have to do it. It's my job. But it is just that. It is a job at the end of the day, which is, we're used to athletes, waxing about how, it's my passion. It's all consuming, and it's all I ever want to do. And Jokic is like,
good at it.
Punching the clock. Like, oh, thank God, dude. This is a long season going to the finals. Like, they may not win another championship just because he doesn't want to. Like, he's just like, guys, we added on 2 months. I could have been back. We could have been back with my horses 2 months ago. What are we doing out here, dude?
Yeah, man. Even Kawhi a couple years ago with the Raptors was not this bad. He at least pretended to be happy. He did all the media stuff.
That one.
Like, not even he was this bad. I understand that's how Jokic is, and that's what's made him this successful. But like, the fans care a lot about this. It would be nice if you at least pretended.
That doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter at all.
I don't want you to pretend.
I want you to be.
He just won the title. He's trying to skip the parade to go home to serve you.
That doesn't matter. Like, one, you've never been through a season like that. It is a long season.
He's got to be dog tired.
There's a point you get to where he wants to relax. He wants to hit reset. I don't think.
I guess I get where you're getting. It sounds like you think he's kind of disrespecting the game a little bit.
A tad, not like a huge deal. I don't think Nuggets care because the Nuggets fans care.
No, the Nuggets don't care. He just brought them a championship.
But as a fan of basketball, like, yeah, just pretend a little bit, like Kawhi at least did.
Well, not only that, me and Mario were talking about this a little bit before the show. Actually,
it's like, to be fake.
How much of this? Yes. How much of this is him actually not caring? How much of it is kind of like a shtick now? Like it's kind of his thing, and he's like playing into it.
He doesn't feel like someone that would do it.
I agree, but it's just like I kind of feel like that's where Mario's
like
kind of
anything else in life. He could be leaning into it maybe a bit more, but it's mostly rooted in honesty. Yeah. I believe at least. I mean, bro, after they won, the first thing he did was go and shake everybody on the Heat's hands.
That was cool. Yeah.
Before he even celebrated, which I don't care about. Like, I like Angel Reese, right? Like, I want you to handle it however you handle it. But he is clearly a man who was not all consumed with winning the championship.
Yeah.
He just kind of did it because he's so good that he couldn't help it. Like, he's competitive, obviously, but, like, it does not seem to define him in the way that it defines others.
Not at all.
Like, he probably didn't even care that he didn't win MVP this year. No. Like, we're more mad than he is about not winning that award.
Probably fair, too.
Big deal or no big deal? Wait, there's one about... I saw... Chopper Millet says, y'all missed the hot news of a baseball transfer at LSU. Okay, during Scone and T last night, I saw Musso, like, randomly start to lose his mind, and the context clues were telling me it was about some sort of transfer. So
Michael Braswell.
Why don't we do this? Let's go to break. Then we got Chef Michael Johnson for some munchies, and then we can catch up on that story on the other side. I do keep it locked. I want to remind you to keep it locked right here on OTB.
OTB. OT.
All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. That is a great website to start your car purchasing journey, right? You want to trade in your car, get a new one. You just want to sell it. Okay, the value to do so has never been higher in All-Star Toyota once yours. But then you can turn right around and you can buy a new Toyota Tundra, maybe that new Sienna. If you have a minivan, you got a bunch of kids. I'm telling you, y'all, once you go to sliding doors, you will never go back, okay? It's a game changer, quite literally. Maybe you just want to lease, right? Where you can get a really nice car at a cheaper price, try out things for a few years, get another one down the road. Like, you want to rent, it's all there for you right off Airline Highway, and they got the best deals going on. If you're a military vet, recent graduate, great deals for you. Go to All-Star Toyota at BatonRouge.com.
Yeah, check out those new vehicles. You can go in and customize the vehicle right there on the website. Maybe you want to go in, right? Maybe you want to go in and tell them exactly what you want that vehicle to look like. You can do that. Multiple ways to have that process done. Also, leasing and renting. Check it out on the website, AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, I'm happy to say we have vehicles in stock and more coming in at no markup. Don't pay over MSRP. Come on down to Corvell Toyota and choose your new Toyota today. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Turn my music high, 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 yeah.
You don't know what you're doing.
Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the hood can swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you can run the slalom. The cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. With personalities clashing, chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like this Wall Street.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Final preps from Omaha for the Tigers, and LSU defensive lineman Mason Smith joins us. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
We were all down at Margie's bar, telling stories if we had one. Someone fired the old jukebox up. The song it sure was a sad one. Teardrop rolled down Bubba's nose from the pain the song was inflicting. And all at once he jumped to his feet, just like somebody kicked him. Bubba shot the jukebox last night.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Welcome back. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Right now, it's time to talk to our guy, Chef Michael Johnson. Get your Munchies questions in the chat. Hashtag Munchies. Chef, what's going on, sir? How you doing today?
I'm good, guys. How are y'all?
Doing great, man. You know, we got SEC football schedules being released. We got Omaha right around the corner. Chef, how does it work with Omaha, right? Do y'all have like an advisory sort of role? Do you have a team out there? It's a weird amount of time, you know, indeterminable. Like, how do you handle the nutrition portion of it?
They have a dietitian with them, so we don't send chefs or anything, and they cater out a lot. You know, postseason they kind of get what they want a little bit. So,
hashtag Munchies. Is NOLA po' boy bread better because of the water? Is it the humidity?
They say it has to do with the sea level that we're at. Yeah, that the barometric or the air pressure that they have down there has an impact on it. Yeah.
All right. Hashtag Munchies. What alcohol and flavor of Jell-O are you using for your perfect Jell-O shot?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I usually just drink bourbon-flavored shots. I don't know. Maybe lime, I guess.
I'm going to go,
how about you guys?
like lime with tequila makes some sense.
I don't think that I have ever thought of the flavor of the Jell-O shot.
Like, well, that's what we did for St. Patty's.
No,
we did
I know.
tequila and lime.
And they tasted fine. You know, they tasted good. But it's like I've never – you don't even – you just suck them down anyway, right?
Kind of like the afterthought.
Yeah, you just like slurp him down the gullet. Like it's not really sitting on the palate too much. I'm like Mariah Mills out there. Just I'll take all the Jell-O shots. Feed me, stuff me full.
Right.
Hashtag Munchies. Is there a restaurant movie? And I know you don't tend to like this kind of stuff, Chef. But is there a restaurant movie that you enjoy the most? And he mentions Burnt, Chef, Waiting. I saw part of Burnt. I thought that movie was awful, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there one that you like?
You know, like I guess the one that comes to mind that was humorous was Waiting.
Waiting's great.
Yes, it was.
It had some funny parts in it, and I actually knew somebody was in the movie, so that was pretty cool.
What gets your food potentially spit in? Not at LSU, not at any restaurant you have ever run, not in anything that you have ever had to deal with, right? But if you're like, you know, at like a Chili's or something like that, like what moves make you run the risk of getting your food tampered with?
I mean, I think, you know, walking in after close is going to do that.
Yep.
Late. You know, if you're like sending food back multiple times, I think that's probably high potential. Just anything in general that pisses the guys off in the back or the team off in the back. I don't know. I like to think that people are better than that, but I think there's probably a reality to it. So.
Yeah. What if you're being rude to the waiter? Is it ever like a honor amongst the team where like the waiter comes back, is upset, and they're like, all right, we got something for this dude.
Listen to what this dude said.
I mean, if somebody's handling or holding or carrying your food, I think there's a possibility there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. All right. Hashtag Munchies. I'm cooking red beans for 50 and saw a way to make the rice in the oven in the aluminum serving pans. Does that work, and does it come out well?
Cooking, so typically what you do is you like cover it. I don't really do it that way. No, there's so many other ways and easier ways to do it. I'm assuming what they're doing is covering it with water and lidding it up and then baking it, and you have to stir it, you know, because the outsides get hot and it will dry out even though it has water in it. It'll
so
still,
how would you do rice? Yeah, how would you do rice,
Chef?
Amount. If you had to do it for 50 people, how would you do it?
Multiple batches. I mean, I have a steamer that I can do that in one batch, but yeah, multiple batches, and you can also do it ahead of time so that you par cook it, and then all you have to do is, you know, drop it in a pot of hot water or something to retherm it, or put some hot water on the rice to retherm it, and it's a lot easier that way.
Brian Burgess, this is his favorite segment all week long, and he wants to know, hashtag Munchies. For those of us sometimes that don't have the time to make homemade pasta sauce, what's a good jarred brand that's close to what you can make at home?
Oh, man, that's tough. I can't think of anything that comes close to home. You know.
Oh wow, nothing.
I mean, I'm just saying. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, the funny thing is, like, I'll go buy Prego and be fine with it, like, because it has, like, I like the sausage and garlic stuff, but it's not like you're gonna make it home. So.
Hashtag munchies. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I can't think of anything that comes to mind off the top of my head, really.
I know it's anathema to you, but I do love a sweet red.
Oh.
You know? I love a little Monjuny sweet red.
I like my Judy Sweet Red.
I know,
too.
dude,
Yeah,
I know.
I'm same way.
Yeah.
Hashtag munchies. After 20 years in the restaurant industry, one arm doesn't grow as much hair as the other. Same with you?
Yeah, I've got some scars and weird stuff that goes on. You know, like you put the arm in, or you do certain motions. Like I have the hair on the back of my calves doesn't grow properly because I wear pants so much in the kitchen, and you know, like we have like eating habits too that are so weird. Like I eat over a trash can most of the time, and it's a real deal. Like I was reading or listening to this lady talk the other day, and you know how I like cold food. Apparently, this is something amongst chefs, and I had no idea about it. That chefs have a potential or a probability to eat cold food because of the nature of their job.
It makes sense. I mean, right? You're always going to have the fridge is always going to be full of something tasty that you just pop open.
T-Bob loves cold food.
Yeah, but actually, it was Chef that kind of empowered me to do so. Because at first I thought it was maybe a bit weird. But yes, but like Chef really opened my eyes to it's not a value judgment of better or worse. It's just different, right? And something's really good coming out of the fridge. Again, cold spaghetti, the best. Hashtag munchies. Oh, crap. I had one I wanted to ask, but here it is. Daniel Bass says, I saw a recipe for a pork belly cinnamon roll and was wondering if we've gone too far as a society.
Well, as long as the cinnamon is light and tasteful, I think that I'll at least try it once.
That sounds amazing to me.
That shit doesn't sound
bad.
Sweet,
Like a heart attack,
savory,
really,
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude. Give it to me today. Hashtag munchies. I'm roasting a pig on a spit. Any tips?
Slow and low, keep it moving. I don't use the spit too terribly often because it's labor intensive. If you're using an actual fire, you got to keep it moving and keep it further away than you think, because the skin on the pig will crisp up and once it goes there, you can't take it back. So I keep it moving a lot.
Hashtag munchies. I'm about to make marinara with my tomatoes from the garden. Other than your standard ingredients, what can I add to make it unique and confuse my chef friend that makes an amazing marinara?
One thing that I always put in my red sauce is marjoram. I prefer to use marjoram than oregano. Some people put like a little pinch of cinnamon in a red sauce. I don't necessarily. Some people put sugar or sweetener in there, and I don't like to do that either. But a little drop of honey sometimes takes the acidity away if the tomatoes are highly acidic.
Our resident chat chef, Craig Granger, says, hashtag munchies. I'm doing Asian-inspired chicken wings. You got any tips for these Asian-inspired chicken wings?
Man, you're making me hungry, brother.
I know. I mean, that's the Asian.
That's why we moved this back till 9 o'clock, because 7
True.
o'clock was too much.
But the Asian kind of sweet heat or whatever, I don't know whether it's Korean wings or some just kind of amalgamation of generally Asian flavors. That's my favorite wing sauce, personally.
So one thing a lot of people make the mistake of doing is they'll season the wings and then season the sauce, and then you'll have an over-seasoning. So you need to pay attention to that one. And also, if you're using something like soy sauce and you're reducing it, you're cooking the water out of something that's already salty. So when you get down to a lesser liquid, it's saltier than you want it to be. So, that's why they use a lot of thickening agents to thicken sauces and Asian culture instead of reducing them like the French do for that purpose, because there's a lot of salt and sodium in the diet.
Chef, how are you going to be taking in the games this weekend?
Say it again.
How are you going to be taking in the baseball game Saturday night? Little beer,
man,
little TV. What are we talking?
Yeah, well, I got recruiting on Saturday, so as soon as that's over, I've got a great niece that has a birthday too, so that'll keep my mind occupied for a little while, and then I'm going to scream at the TV like nobody's business for a few hours.
Oh yeah, dude, recruiting's out of control. We went up there to help Alabama the other day. I am appalled at the amount of people that have to come in every weekend for recruiting. It is these official visits.
It's intense.
are
It's intense.
it's insanity. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Chef, thank you so much, man. You have an excellent day. Thank you every week. We know you love. We love you.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Appreciate y'all.
Hell yeah, man. Chef Michael Johnson, executive chef for LSU, the legend, answers all of your culinary queries every single week here on OTB. I wish there was somewhere we could put this up on demand. Would it work on Facebook?
The website, it's on. Everything is on demand.
Yeah, but I know what T-Bob's saying.
Yeah,
like it's on category.
but people, it's look. I think that's important to continue, and there's definitely a portion of the audience that does that, but that feels a bit. People aren't in the habit of going to the website, at least not in most part, right? They're happy to go to YouTube, happy to go to Facebook, yada yada, all that sort of stuff, or get in their podcast feed, certainly. But yeah, shout out Chef Johnson. What a great segment. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
OTB, OT.
Shout out Riverlands Insurance. Shout out Thomas Email. You should shout out Thomas Email by calling 225-206-1517. 225-206-1517. It's going to get you in touch with the father-daughter combo that changed the insurance game. Thomas will make an email. And when you're talking about Riverlands, you're talking about a company that is from Louisiana, one of the fastest growing insurance companies in the South. We're talking about Thomas and Megan. The best part is you're talking to two people who they're going to do all the shopping for you. It doesn't matter what type of insurance either, okay? They understand this market. They understand the unique aspects of it and how to operate within it and how to make sure that you get the coverage that you need while saving hundreds to maybe even thousands of dollars a year. Be one of the success stories that we are constantly hearing about by calling 225-206-1517.
Yeah, call that number anywhere in the state of Louisiana. Doesn't matter where you're at. Call that number. He's going to help you out. Tom's going to answer that phone, help you out today. You can call right now. You can call in 10 minutes. You can call in an hour. It does not matter. Tom's going to answer that phone and help you out. 225-206-1517.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good looking.
Join me, Jimmy Ott, Charles Handegrift, Thursday night edition of Live at Lunch. It's dinner time, 6 to 8 p.m. from Ameristar, brought to you by Roosters Men's Grooming Center. It's Live at Lunch, special evening edition, 6 to 8 p.m. Thursday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Oh my, she's a long way from suburban towns. Came to the city for the love, got her hurting now. Oh my, she's a long way from suburban towns. Long way, really long way from suburbia. Small town love, fall down love. Not medicated, drink too much, think too much. Thoughts drowning me.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
I don't know what a Metro Boomin is, but my God, he did a good job in this Spider-Man soundtrack. And again, not the score. You know, I love movie scores, but this is a soundtrack, and I love this. The whole thing. Like, I cannot stop listening. I've been listening to an album like this since We Are by John Baptiste. That'd be the last one that's really hooked me in the same way that this one has. It's been my constant work background noise.
When I hear the word Boomin', honestly, my mind goes to Antonio Brown.
It makes me think of my little brother because he always created a pseudo language that him and his friends would use, and Boomin' was sex.
Did you just tell Bo's secret?
When you hear them yelling at each other, "Did you boomer?" I don't think it's like, it's not too tough to pick up on the context clues, right?
You just call Bo dumb?
What I love is that the real ones know how to immediately get in with me, and it's by walking up and being like, "What up, Swan?" And so I'll have just some random people sometimes hit me with a "What up, Swan?" and like out in public, and I know like, okay, this dude's boys, the little bro. Hell yeah, what's up, dude? Nice to see you.
Or if they call you White Roach.
Well, White Roach is, at this point, I think I've talked about it publicly so much, but even White Roach, like, nobody out, ooh, turn this up a little bit. Nobody outside, ooh, so nice. Nobody outside the family ever called me White Roach. That was always just a, within the family, when we were younger type deal. Cannot recommend the new Spider-Man enough, dude. Even though it's probably about to be pushed out of all the nice theaters by Flash, which I'm going to see tonight, boys.
That's out?
Yeah, it's coming out today.
Oh, no.
I'm going with the D&D crew, so I'll report back tomorrow.
That probably means that the Hester boys will be trying to get down.
Hell yeah, bro. Let's go, dude. Come on out to PLF tonight, dog.
Look, I mean,
6:30.
I'd have to pack a lunch. It's a whole process to get out there.
Yeah, but you get that Dolby Atmos sound system, son. 108 speakers, IMAX screen, 4K barcode laser projection. I mean, watching Spider-Man there is, again, it bums me out because I'm never going to get to do it again. Like, I'm already thinking, like, eventually I have to re-rent that theater out somehow. Like, get enough people together to do and put it back.
Have you rewatched Top Gun Maverick since you saw it in that theater?
Once at home, yeah.
Did it hit the same?
Not this. It was still awesome.
Yeah.
But no, it can't. That's the beauty of the theater. Yeah. You cannot recreate the theater experience at home. It doesn't mean a movie's not still going to be great. But no, it was not nearly as overwhelming to the senses as it was when we were in those uber comfortable chairs and the bass felt like it was going to vibrate out of your chest and the screen was so big it almost bled out the corners of your vision. Like, no, it's why I love theater. It's why I hope theaters make it and why I hope that people continue to go to theaters to see movies.
I mean, the Fast and Furious, whichever number 10 I think that they're on, it's already on digital, and I was like, man, that is really, really quick.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't mind the quick path to digital as much because, like, unfortunately, as much as I love theaters, since it's so hard to get out there, it's harder and harder to get me out there, right?
It's also, and look, and I know somebody's going to be like, well, you chose to do that. But for me and my crew, like, we go to the movies, like.
It's a lot. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of everything. You could go on Tuesday, so get half off.
It's like $200.
If you're looking to save money, Tuesday's the day to go to Celebrity. They also have half off games for, I think, during like the happy.
Yeah, see, I can't go there with my kids.
Yeah, they'll be wanting to play arcade games all the time.
And then that turns into like a Dave and Buster situation and the movies.
I had to tell my kids no the other day, and they were very upset with me. What are you gonna do?
Are you kidding me? Are you high?
I mean, it is kind of messed up. You just got to walk by all these awesome arcade games, and I just hit you with the flat no.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, though. Kind of powerful feeling, you know? Look at me. I'm the parent now, okay? I get to deny you joy the same way it was denied to me in the past.
Wow.
Suck down this generational trauma. I'm just kidding. I got to go to the arcade all the time when I was younger. It was awesome. It was sick. Shout out Dave & Buster's. Shout out the Derby Owners Club game specifically from Dave & Buster's, which if you know, you know it's the greatest arcade game of all time. I tried looking up the price on cabinets a couple of years ago, though, and they were like $30,000 a piece now.
Say what?
Yeah. There were these giant setups where they had 8 different consoles and it'd be one giant screen up front, and you would train a horse, you'd race them, you'd get the card with the horse's information, you could later retire them and breed those horses so you could have like notebooks full of like
I remember you talking
entire
about
stable.
this now.
And so during the races, you're racing against other human beings that are also sitting there.
Right.
It's just the absolute best, but it doesn't exist anywhere anymore, unfortunately. Jake, baseball transfer news. What happened?
You got a shortstop / relief pitcher from South Carolina, Michael Braswell. And when you look at the stats, it's not going to jump off the page to you. In 2022, he played in 54 games. He hit .284. He had 3 stolen bases, 2 home runs, 27 RBIs. This year in 2023, 51 games, he hit .255, hit 1 home run, 23 RBIs. So,
but he's a pitcher as well?
Yeah, but he only pitched in 2022. Did not pitch this year. At least that's what I'm finding. And only pitched 5 innings. So,
I will say this. Nothing about the stats jump off the page, but fair to say, boys, that we have implicit trust in Jay Johnson, right, in talent evaluation. So, okay, also fair to say that roster spots are very hard to come by at LSU, right? Like with the amount of talent that they've put together. So I guess my sunshine pumping point of view on this is that they view him as a talent that is not being fully utilized, right? That they think that from what they have seen from him, that they can get more out of him and that he has more to offer. Now, maybe he doesn't have, right? Christian Little was in the same boat. And unfortunately, Christian Little never came to fruition this year. But I guess we'll have to wait and see on Braswell over time.
It is pretty interesting that you get a transfer while you're still playing.
Yeah, I agree.
The calendar of it.
And a pretty good, pretty cool photo shoot, pretty cool flex by them, being able to throw on the purple and gold as they're getting ready for Omaha Saturday night. Shout out to Jay Johnson.
He played third, short, and second base this year for South Carolina. Now, he lost his starting shortstop job to Wimmer over the fall and spring workouts and wasn't seeing consistent playing time. And then they lost McGillis, LaCroix, and Wilmer to injuries, and he got back in there and played all 3 of those infield positions.
Oh, here we go, dude. Paul Skeens just won the Dick Hauser Award for Best Player in College Baseball, per Jacques Doucet. There you go. Shout out Paul Skeens. Well-deserved. Again, I think Paul Skeens should actually take home all the individual awards because not just he's the best pitcher in the country, but he's the best in a year in which pitching has sucked. Like in a year in which pitching is harder than ever, he's been better than ever, which is what pushes him over the top to me. So congratulations to Skeensy. Is it one of those things, though, if you win the Dick, you don't win the Spikes?
Oh, is it like the like Walter Camp? If you win that, like
you don't win the Heisman. I don't know. Like I don't know baseball well enough to say, but I guess we'll see. I guess we see. All right. When we get back, well, before we get back, remind you to go to RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. You want to feel like Spider-Man? Well, I don't think they have radioactive spiders, but they do have HRT, right?
They don't say that they don't.
They don't? Yeah, exactly. They don't say that they don't, so maybe they do. The only way you're going to know is if you ask the question. Like maybe when you get your labs drawn, the medical takeaway is going to be like, wow, you have a distinct lack of arachnid radioactivity in your blood, and we want to fix that. Chances are it's going to be more about your hormonal level and maybe HRTs for you, or maybe exploring something like metabolization optimization and, semaglutide. But the bottom line that you need to understand is it's just upkeep on your body, man. just trying to maximize the potential of who you can be physically and mentally. RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. With locations now in Baton Rouge, Metairie, Slidell, and Shreveport. You sound like you from Shreveport. When we get back, let's go ahead and close out the show. A little Ask the Bench coming up next.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This summer, retirement is a state of mind. Whether it's a mid-morning activity or an early bird special, grab a Coors Light and chill like you're retired.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done, or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further.
Charles Hannegriff, our Omaha home for the College World Series is the Ameristar Casino and Hotel in Council Bluffs, Iowa, just minutes away from downtown Omaha. Enjoy the only casino buffet in the area and a full sports book. Eat, watch, and bet at the Ameristar Casino and Hotel.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Coors Light, Visit Tilton, Blue Moon, Light Sky, Citrus, Wheat. Yeah, Goal South. If you missed the 2024 schedule talk, that was the second segment of today's show. It'll be on the LSU channel later, Taylor, I assume. Subscribe to OTB LSU, and that'll live there. Ask the Bench, will T-Bob bet an on-air Brazilian wax at LSU will beat Alabama in football this year? Nobody wants to see an on-air Brazilian wax. I apologize. So, no. No, I will not.
And, look, I mean, you beat them last year. Let's not act like, you know.
Yeah, you beat them 2 last 4. I mean, what are you talking about, guys? 2-2. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Okay? I don't care that much anymore.
If you do, make Big Game Boomer do it.
No, I will. Now, I will do an LSU Oklahoma bet where loser has to eat the other's ass. If Big Game Boomer is about that life. Then. Okay? Don't try me. I ain't scared.
I see that.
I ain't scared. I used to lick seatbelts. I imagine it tastes the same.
I did that too.
Little metally, you know? God, I used to love how a seatbelt tasted. Ask the Bench, the Flash or Quicksilver? That's the guy, Cliff Nelson. Chuck. I mean, Flash, easy. But I'm a DC boy, so I don't care about Quicksilver. But he's Magneto's son. I don't care. Hell out of here. I like Wally West anyway, but nobody cares about Wally West. I don't like Barry Allen. Ask the Bench, has the kids ever asked her something you said no to, but had second thoughts after the fact? I don't say no a lot, so I don't know.
I don't really either.
I don't think so. I mean, when I tell you my daughters have me wrapped around their fingers, they know exactly what they're doing. Like I'm currently getting yelled at by my wife because I keep cuddling with them at night, and we're regressing with them coming out of their room. But like, when the 3-year-old's like, "Dad, you gotta cuddle with me, please." Like, what am I just Stoneheart? They know.
Stiff arm them?
Yeah, it's tough, man, and they're so locked like little puzzle pieces. It's comfy for me too.
Still can't believe you said that.
Yeah, Big Game Boomer. Come on. Put your butthole where your mouth is.
Oh, my God.
Ask the Bench. Do you feed your dogs people food?
Yes. I mean.
Very sparingly.
No, I do.
I don't do a ton. And it's not because, like, I'm worried about, like, them begging for food. He already begs for food. It's more just about, I want to make sure that I'm not, like, messing with his gastrointestinal health.
My nose, like, if you want food, don't beg. And if you don't beg.
Oh, then you get it dropped in the bowl later?
You're going to get some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The old cereal bowl at night. I like my cereal at night. She knows.
All right. She gets to lick that milk?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like when Dad's done.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right, then she pops up.
That's what's up. The one thing I wish I could do, I wish I could give him bones from like steaks and chicken, but you're not allowed to, right?
Not chicken. I think you could do steak.
Can I give him a big team? I feel like he would just crack it and like shatter it into 1,000 pieces.
Chicken bones for sure.
No, I definitely don't give him chicken, but I haven't even. I've been avoiding giving him big like bone-in ribeyes because I'm worried about it. But it just seems like if you were a dog, there would be nothing better than just a tasty cooked bone-in ribeye, like the actual bone itself. Greg Lamont, it says ignore my question. What was your question?
I'm trying to go back and see.
Okay, you go back and find that
Greg's
one.
Question.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Did y'all hear Thatcher Hurd say he does Lego sets in the clubhouse? No, I did not hear that, but we love that. I support that fully and wholly. Ask the Bench. Best plushie gift, Pokemon or teddy bear? Some B-days coming up, and I need to know. I mean, again, it's impossible to know without knowing if the kid's into Pokemon. But then again, there are like really cute Pokemon plushies that you could get, but you also can't go wrong with a classic teddy bear. I love a classic teddy bear, so it's up to you. Avo says a great treat for dogs is deer antlers. Oh.
Yes.
Ask the Bench. Black Mirror new season out today. Okay. Try out one of those tonight.
I'll try it again. The first episode for me, I've only tried one. I was like, this, I'm not jiving with it, but I'll try a handful of them.
I can't believe that you didn't enjoy someone being politically maneuvered into having sex with a pig live in front of the entire country of England. How could you not? That is a fascinating episode.
Yeah, life comes at you fast.
Yeah, but you better not too fast.
That's right.
Otherwise,
That'd
people are going to
weird.
think you're into that pig.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ask the bench, what's the worst Pop-Tart flavor you've ever had?
I love Pop-Tarts.
Have I had a bad one?
Yeah, I was like, I hadn't met one of those yet.
I fed my little kids, tried to feed them a little rainbow sprinkle Pop-Tart the other day. They spit it out, hated it.
Yeah, well, they
like
got
you
issues.
bums,
then.
you've grown up on too much organic food.
Yeah.
You need a little more,
like a
more
little brown
cheap.
sugar, cinnamon,
Yeah.
strawberry, cookies and cream.
OTB, OT.
You need a little more fake like bread in your life.
No
you
question about it.
You need more food stuffs. You've had too much actual food. You need more food stuffs, kid. You're getting spoiled. You'll be spoiled if you go to Patient Plus Urgent Care because you're going to be like, wow, I am blown away by this service. Like, I am blown away by the facilities. I'm blown away by the ease of use, by the digital profile system, the technology, right? How I create my profile. And then no matter where I go with locations littered throughout the city, expanding every day, all I do is press a button on my phone and I'm signed in and I'm in and I'm out. I'm on my life, but I'm feeling better for you, the family, for everyone, and for all your occupational medicine needs as well. You want Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com.
Yeah, you can go to the website. You can book that appointment online, but walk-ins are always welcome because they're going to make it as convenient as possible for you. That's why there's a location that's going to be convenient for you in the Baton Rouge area as well. You can find that list of locations, patientplusuc.com. Patient Plus Urgent Care. Get in and get better.
The importance of doing this Fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the Fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a Fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you.
Pop, pop.